Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. What is it called?
The
Hotdog Hour. Hotdog. I almost forgot. Does it matter? Does it even matter? Does it even matter? It does to me. It does to me. This show is a part of my identity. I just started it, not too long ago, but it has become a pillar of my life. So what does that say about my identity? I mean, can you even take my identity seriously if it's so fluid? Many people, their identity is really important to them. Their entire sense of self is based on it, right? For many, their identity is very rigid. And if it's shaken, it could be catastrophic. Others, meanwhile, have a pretty malleable identity. They seem to have no rigidity at all, and therefore, no identity. But identity is more than just what you see, right? It's more than biometrics. It's more than your job. Your identity is everything. It's the chaos of your life experiences, your relationships, culminating into what drives you, what makes your decisions, everything, how you see the world, how you treat others, how you treat yourself. And that's what I want to explore today. What is identity? Are there rules to it? Why is everyone the same but different? And why does every high school kid make their identity weed? Take a seat. Figure out who you are. And let's get started.
Now, taking a look here at the graph, while deaths are increasing at what some would call an alarming rate, so are the profits.
And the people can't tie the deaths to us. We actually did some research that shows that people die every day.
Every day, guys. It's in a PowerPoint.
And the new product?
Of course the product. Gentlemen, we are very excited to show you this product. This product is going to revolutionize men's health and the legacy left behind by your company. Ahem! Gentlemen, the Dolos implant. The first FDA-approved penile implant to increase length, girth, and visible veins.
And the best part, it's clinically tested. Not by us.
Not by us.
Not by
obviously.
us at all. We don't have it.
Why would it be tested? I don't need the product.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah.
I don't need the product at all. I don't. It doesn't make any sense to be tested by us. We don't need the product. We don't. If anything, I would need a product that would decrease all of the attributes that were added.
Right.
Okay. I could give a lot away and still be all right. You hear that, Denise?
Denise left. You were sexually harassing her.
All right, well, either way, all I'm trying to say is this is not tested by us, but tested by someone.
By people.
Reliably.
Lots of people.
Guys, we are getting off track here. Listen, the point is, this product, we want to stress, works, but was not tested by us.
And we're not trying to imply that if you need it, it's something to be ashamed of.
No, of course not.
We just don't need it.
There's a tremendous market cap.
Yeah.
We're losing track here. Listen. Hypothetically, I need this product, okay? Hypothetically. This is a hypothetical made-up story, okay? This is a way for men to change their lives, okay? Now, again, we don't need it, but what I'm trying to...
All right, we get it. You don't need the product. Let's just move on.
Okay, he's right. You're right, he's right. Yeah. He's right, he's really right. You're right. What we're trying to convey here is that this is a clinically tested product that has been proven to work, just not by us.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
Perfect. Recovery time is minimal. The patient was out for 4 to 6 weeks before resuming normal rates of intercourse.
Or increase.
And now, gentlemen, we are at the final end of our pitch. No. The face of the product. Now, obviously, for reasons we already explained, it cannot be us. We believe, as the head of the company, it should be you.
Face? Of the implant? I don't think that's a good idea. Listen. I would never need a product like this. As a matter of fact, I would be happy to give up some of those attributes. I have more than enough of them, so I really don't think that's a great idea. You know, we could make Keith do it.
Gentlemen, please. We can find someone to be the face of the product. Yeah. Please, come on. Gentlemen, say hello to the new face of Men's Health. I found him downstairs washing windows. I don't even know if he works here, but he seems to be down for anything. Gave him $20.
Fire them.
Fire who?
Everybody.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have two guests with me today who their identity probably should be kept secret due to legal, repercussions. But they're here today, and they're going to talk with us about a couple of things. Okay, are you ready? Are you excited? My first guest, okay, sitting directly to my right or left, if you're watching, shut up, is someone that I met really early on in my comedy career, in my fledgling career. She's very funny. She has a ton of friends. I'd like to think I'm probably one of the best ones. And her identity, I'm excited to see where it goes because it's taking shape right in front of us, okay? She's very funny. She's my friend. By the end of this episode, she's going to be your friend too. Kitty Reynolds.
Hello, hot dogs.
Don't be afraid to clap, guys. Don't be afraid to clap. You can clap for yourself. So humble, both.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great to have you, Kitty. Next to Kitty. This is when I said identities and legality, this is who I was talking about, okay? The FBI is looking for this man actively, okay? We are broadcasting this episode of the Hotdog Hour from an undisclosed underground location, okay? So we can have him on, okay? This is the most wanted man in the world, okay? This man has done more to change geopolitical... If you've heard of Henry Kissinger, this guy has nothing on him, okay? He's a man, a myth, a legend. You see him on the street, you see him in the store. Jay Turner!
Jay Turner. But hold on, I just want to clarify
fuck it
this.
up?
I now identify as two things. One, an iPhone 4.
Okay.
Two, Osama bin Laden.
Okay, clap for that.
Assalamu alaikum.
Clap for that.
Assalamu alaikum.
He
hot
has
dog.
risen, right? Someone said that. Okay. I don't know if we want him, but that's okay. So you identify as a phone.
As an iPhone 4, my first phone ever.
And can I say the best iPhone? Do you think so? You don't think so? Oh, fuck.
I mean, the X, that was crazy.
The X was crazy.
That was crazy. We got off the number scheme.
The X was cool. Why did they do that for the X? You know what? You know the X wasn't even the 10th iPhone?
They had issues. They were going through something.
They wanted X so bad. They wanted just iPhone X.
They had an HBO Max moment.
HBO Max moment. They're going back to, speaking of identity, HBO cannot figure out for the life of them who the fuck they are. Guys, I mean, have you fucking...
They need to fucking figure it out.
They're going back to HBO Max.
Yeah.
What were they before?
They're Max
Just
right
Max.
now.
What does HBO stand for?
Home box office.
Oh, I thought it stood for homeless bums offering ass on the side of the street.
No, if that's what it stood for, it would be the most subscribed to service in the country.
It would be. Hell yeah.
Okay?
Oh, yeah. Home boobs.
Home boobs. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. HBO, you can write that down, all right? Send me a check, please, to Lounge Studios. We're here at Lounge Studios, by the way. Shout out Lounge Studios. The B team is on today, but...
Lounge.
Hey,
We're
you know what?
lounging.
Listen, I thought I'd come here and everything's set up, but I guess not. But that's okay. That's who's keeping track? Me. Guys, it's really cool to have you here today. I wanted to start off by talking about stand-up comedy because we're artists. We're artists. And stand-up comedy to me has always been fascinating because I feel like it's something that is a heavy kind of identity piece, right? Like people who we know, and myself too, you know, I think doing something like stand up, you're very like proud of it. It's very personal. It's very ego driven. It's very like, you know, you're like, this is important. I'm a comedian. I'm a comic. Do you guys feel like that currently? Like, do you go on stage and you're like, I'm the fucking man? Or do you go on stage and you're like, this is so embarrassing? Or is it both?
Do you want to go first?
And how has it shaped your identity? For me, it's kind of both, right? I think more so it's when you get off, like when you do a set and it's good and you walk off stage, like, how do I not have a fucking Netflix special? And then like, you know, other times like you get off stage and you bomb and you're like, I'm gonna end my life tonight. So it's like,
the night.
I've always been fascinated by how much of a driver it is of like your identity and your self-worth and everything like that. And I'm curious if you guys do that too. Do you place it that high up on a pedestal or how does that work?
I think it's become definitely a pillar of my identity because I think it's been 5 years now.
Yeah.
And it is a part of me. Like,
Totally.
I think there was a shift where I would tell people when they would ask me, what do you do for a living? You know? And I, in the beginning, would tell them my day job.
Right.
And now that has shifted. I don't know if that, like, if you guys feel like that, where I'm like, no, I'm actually going to tell you I'm a fucking comedian because
Right.
that's what I can talk about more comprehensively.
Well, dude, you know, it's funny you say that because it's like, you know, people always say it's like whatever you put your attention to is what grows or is what flourishes or whatever. And it's like, yeah, you kind of get to a point now where it's like you hang out with people and they're like, if they're not like comedians, you're like, so like there's lights in this room, huh? There's
Right.
like you like don't know what to say. Like it's like
Right. The small talk has changed.
I hate
That's
it.
another thing, too, about the identity factor of stand-up comedy is it changed the way that I interact with people who aren't comedians. And I think before comedy, I was like, I'm a sorority girl. Like, I felt like more of just a girl.
Right, sure.
And so I was talking girl things, and I, like, lost that language. And now I talk boy. You know,
Wow, that's
and
so
it's embarrassing.
funny.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, what's up, guys? Like, I'm like dabbing. I'm like, instead of like, oh my god, I love your shoes.
Right,
like, where did you
right,
get those?
right.
Like, my vernacular has changed.
Yeah, I walked in, she was like, nice fucking shirt. It's like,
Right, it's
the
like,
fuck?
like, what a pussy. Like,
No, that is fascinating. It's almost like it's an accent, you know? Like, you
Yeah.
know, you lose an accent and then you go back home for a couple weeks and all of a sudden you're like, hey, y'all. Like,
yeah, it's like a code switch, but like
It's code
men
switching.
to women.
Jerlan?
Put him on the spot.
No, but
yeah.
no, I do know what you mean. It is fascinating where you're like, sometimes you almost feel like you're like a stranger, like with people that like are your friends. Like, you know, I keep in touch with like some of my friends I grew up with and stuff like in Pennsylvania, and I'll still see them. And like, we can still get along. It's probably easier for guys even than it is for girls. But like, sometimes like we'll all talk about things and I'm just like, I don't have anything to say.
Right.
Like, I don't have anything to
And
say.
it's not like I get mad at them like, oh, you guys don't have anything for me. I'm like, I'm racking my brain. I'm going through the files. I'm like, what can I give them?
You're like SpongeBob.
Right.
Fine dining and breathing. His name.
Yeah, I'm like, what's in the vault? What's in the vault? Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds scandal. Like, what do you guys think? Like, I like short circuit. I don't know what to say.
That's so
And-
fucking funny.
Yeah. So I think my identity has changed socially because of it. And
Yes.
I'm like a different person interacting with the world because my lifestyle has changed. Because I'm in fucking clubs with cockroaches. There's no luxury.
Something's gotta change. Yeah,
there's no
something's gotta-
luxury anymore.
Yeah, you can't do that and still like be an AST. Like, you
Yeah.
can't.
You can't like lead a glamorous life or delude yourself into thinking you are leading one and then walk and do a show at a strip club and bomb your dick off. You're like, no, I'm not an elegant lady. Like,
The fact that you just said bomb your dick off. Like,
Let's talk boy.
there you go. I'm a boy. Like, it's and now my following is mostly young men between 18 to like 24. That's my demo. Because I think that's who I've become. I think I'm like a 24-year-old man.
bro,
I've regressed. I've
bro,
regressed.
fuck yeah, bro. Jerlan, what do you think, man?
I know I said I identify as an iPhone 4, but that has changed. I now
You're allowed.
identify as a Toyota Corolla,
Okay, nice.
1994.
1994.
Yes, they run
Okay.
forever, just like me.
Well, no, I was gonna say even back then they had a Kelly Blue Book rating of 15, 16.
Smelly blue.
Yeah,
Book
one of the
rating.
best sedans.
Honestly, this is gonna sound weird, but I've been doing it about 5, going on 6 years. And you know what? I feel more comfortable on stage than I do off stage.
Yo,
if that makes
I
any sense.
agree with you.
Which is fucking weird.
It's such a weird thing to say. For anyone who doesn't like do it, they would be like, well, how? But I know exactly what you mean.
It's scary. But I've just been having a joy. I don't know. I'm trying my best. I'm not very funny, but I look funny, and that helps me out a lot. I'm also very patriotic. God bless America.
God bless America. Make America healthy again, right?
Make America identify as China.
Well, can I tell you something, dude? It's actually funny you bring that up because
Absolutely.
I personally feel like, listen, I feel like America's having an identity crisis right now. We have no idea who we are. Like, we have lost that. Listen, we are drunk rebels
Yeah.
who didn't want to pay taxes for tea. We were drunk rebels who secretly were extremely wealthy English aristocrats. We brushed that under the rug. We're drunk rebels, guys.
We're
And-
great at war.
Yeah, well, that part we haven't forgotten. Is that our
Right.
identity?
That's
Is
our
that
identity.
it?
Yeah, it is
We're
our-
warriors.
Like, should we stop? Should we
Yeah.
stop running from it? Like, should we? Is that the problem?
Well, I think that's where liberals, and this is as a big fat libtard, right?
Yeah.
Like I always say this, I preface it with like, my team lost.
Yeah, she's
and
look, she's
there's
a dick. She's
reason.
liberal.
The issue is like we like forgot who we are in the liberal sort of campaign. We're like, no, we're all pussies. We're all pussies, right? If you're a pussy, get in here. We're pussies. And then like people who were kind of on the fence were like, I'm not a fucking pussy. I'm not a fucking
pussy.
I'm
chicks.
Right? So they were like, I'm going to go over there because I don't know what this all means, but I don't feel like how they feel. I don't
Right.
feel as soft as whatever they're saying. And so I think like liberals were like, the world, everyone's not woke. It's like, no, everyone's woke. They're just choosing whether or not to opt into that reasoning.
Right.
And that as like the biggest, most important thing is the way we talk about each other and not the way we talk to each other. You know, these people.
That was the most intelligent thing I've ever
Fuck!
heard you say.
Thank you. From a Toyota Camry.
Yeah, dude.
From a
Toyota
Toyota
Corolla.
Corolla. From a sedan. I really think that's the case. It's like we played Word Police and everyone was like, there's no legs here. We're playing Hangman. And now here we are.
And it's so goofy because it's like, I always think it's so funny how like, and I guess what's same, which is true like for a person too, but you know, it's like the country has this dichotomy of like two, like we are the word police where you're like, be nice to everyone, like don't do this, don't do that, which is good and I agree with, but I just like, it's like we're the people who are like in the same breath that we're like, you should not call someone a name they don't like. We're like, also is the AC-130 ready for launch? Like
Right.
it's like we are so like, it's like we have to pick, do we have to pick one? I don't think we have to pick one. I think you have to just like find a way to just, can we do war but make it nice? Can we do nice war?
What's an AC-130?
An AC-130? You've never played Call of Duty 4?
No.
Bro, an AC-130 is a premier air cruising missile.
How can I get my hands on one of those?
You have a fucking bandana. You have an American
do-rag.
flag.
Everybody repeat after me. I pledge allegiance
I pledge allegiance
to the do-rag flag
to
the do-rag flag
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and to the republic
and
and
to the republic
for which it stands,
for which it stands,
one Haitian
one nation
/ Jamaican,
/ Jamaican
making moves
making
Making
moves
with liberty
with liberty
and justice
and justice.
for some.
For some,
some.
God bless Godzilla.
God bless.
I now identify as Godzilla. Call me that from now on.
All right, so listen, something that you said before was interesting to me that I want to look at because I've realized this doing stand-up, and I think that it's a life skill too. You guys were talking about delusion, right, and deluding yourself. I think that we all know plenty of comedians whose identity has now become delusion, right? Some of them may be in this room. Some of them may be talking right now. What do you think is... I used to look at people who were delusional and be like, good fucking luck. Now I'm realizing that I think you need a little bit of delusion, right? To get it in anything, not just in stand up, but like in anything. I mean, it's like I am from Pennsylvania, okay? I think I can sling it here in the Big Apple. I mean, in Manhattan, in the Big Apple. I'm here, I'm from Pennsylvania, okay? And I'm here trying to make it fucking happen. That's insane, right?
Yeah.
But then you meet someone else and you're like, you're trying to make it happen? Like, okay, maybe I'm not insane. Like,
Right.
Or maybe there's levels to delusion and you just need to hang out with other people and keep your delusion in check. So my question to you is, are you guys deluded, and how do you keep it in check so your whole identity doesn't get lost in this, like, what you could be?
I think that I think that for me, I try to amp up my delusion.
Oh,
Like,
fuck yeah.
I know that the seeds of the dream were delusional, and I was on board the whole time and self-aware the whole time.
Sure.
And now I understand how normal I am, how average I am. You know, like, I have a complete sense of humility. And so with that, I need delusion as the fuel to get me to the next level. Because if I continue to feel like I'm just some average bitch, I'm not going to have the gas to go further. So it's like I'm constantly reminding myself to be delusional so that I can wake up the next day. Or get off stage and not fucking hate myself.
Yeah, dude, listen, and it's not even about comedy. Life is discouraging. I mean, life is a chore that you didn't ask for, and then you die.
I mean, they say it's a delusion until it works,
Right, fake it till you make it.
and then you're a fucking genius once it does work.
Right.
And dude, isn't that so funny how it's like your identity can change on a whim? Like right now, we're all just grinding it out, right? Like, I'm trying to be a comic. If I fail, then I'm an idiot. My identity is like a selfish.
But what's failing as a comic?
Well, I guess what I'm saying is like it's fascinating how, like, if I fail, right, then I'm selfish. I'm an idiot. I'm dumb. I didn't plan ahead. I'm immature. Ugly, yeah. But if I somehow figure it out, now I'm a genius. He knew from the start. He kept his head down. He
It's a
kept
stud
to
right
the
there.
grindstone. That is a legend. Right? Like,
And then we interview that guy and we
then
ask
you
him how he
interview
did it.
them, and then they say, when my thoughts on Israel Palestine, and then they go, no. But do you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that's interesting how it's like your identity is not even up to you, and I guess the game is that give and take of, like, you should let other people influence your identity to a degree, because that's how you change, that's how you grow. But, like, how do you create a barrier, to your point, so you don't get off stage and go, oh my God, I should stop doing comedy, I'm not funny, like, right? Like, you know what I mean? Because we've all done that. I've been on the train and been like, am I not funny? Am I, like, just getting lucky? Like, am I, you know what I mean? And you're like, and then you gotta be like, no, shut the fuck up. No.
I think the only way to protect against it, and I don't even know if this is the answer, this is just what I've been trying, is I think, like, if I feel like I know myself better than everyone else, then I can effectively deflect what I think opinions are, like, not worth my time. And I think I spent my whole life not knowing who I was, and when people would tell me, oh, you're kind of like this or you're that, like, I was like, oh, okay, you must be fucking right.
Same,
like,
dude.
Oh, fuck, I fucking
Yo,
suck. Like, I must fucking
100%
suck.
I'm like that, dude.
Right, like, I've been gathering data, I finally have it, the jury's in, I suck. And now I'm, like, getting to know myself actively and intentionally. I think stand-up, too, makes you do that. You spend so
Kinda
much time
forces it.
alone with
100%.
yourself and so much time fucking ripping yourself to shreds, whatever. And now I'm like, no. I'm my biggest critic. I know where all my skeletons lie. I'm bad in these ways, and you can absolutely tear me up for that. But for this, I'm fucking on point, and fuck yourself. So, like, that keeps me, especially with followers and, like, comments that are so fucking,
dude.
where do they come from? Like,
They're brutal. Some can
they're
be brutal.
And if you don't know what you look like, what you sound like, who you are, they come in. And I think that can also be on the other end where people can inflate your ego.
Yes.
Where if you don't know who you are and people tell you you're the shit, you're like, oh my God, I'm the fucking shit. And then you get so beyond who you are. So, like, it goes in both directions. but I think all you can do is stand in your own like 2 feet. I don't
Yeah,
know.
dude. All you got is your word and your balls. I mean,
All you
that's-
got is 2 fucking balls.
all fucking day.
Yeah.
We're all gonna die. Just enjoy yourself while you're here.
Yeah.
You know, don't stress yourself out too much. But I will tell you one thing. I now identify as an orange pill.
Okay. Now let me keep up with that.
Yes.
Orange peel. Okay. Guys, can we get an update for Jerlan? Sorry,
We're
Jay.
getting zesty.
Fuck. No, dude, you know, it's we were talking about the heckle mic before we got started here. And I think the heckle mic are they still doing the heckle mic? I haven't been to it in a minute.
No, it
Sarah?
ended years ago.
It ended years ago.
Done?
I was like, yeah,
Damn.
I haven't been to it in like forever. I haven't been to what was it called? What was it? Why can't I remember it? Revolution, Lounge. What was it called? Oh my
It was
God.
called Revision Lounge.
Revision Lounge.
Revision Lounge.
I was like
yes.
Revel
Yes.
Lounge.
Yes, with
Dude,
the car.
but Heckle Mike was really funny because I mean, obviously it's funny and everyone's heckling and it's funny and it's fun to have your friend go on stage and be like, fuck you, whatever. But you would go on stage and just, it was like you were at school. Like it was
Like the comment section.
Yes.
Yes.
It was the comment
Live
it was real
comments.
life comment section because you would walk on stage and bro, sometimes people would either say things and I'd be like, I didn't even notice that. Like I've known myself for decades and I didn't notice that. Or someone would say something and I'd be like, they all know that? Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Where they'd be like, I'd be like, but I pluck my unibrow. What do you mean I still have it? How? Like, but I think that comedy is a great tool I always view it as like a superpower where it's like, I've hit a point now, as you guys I'm sure have too, where it's like, and I always was like this. I had a tendency to be like this from the start, but now I'm like, dude, you can't say anything. I don't give a fuck what you have to say. Like, I don't care. Like in terms of like, if you're trying to hurt my feelings or something, like, dude, like, what? Like,
Can I
don't know,
jump
it's just
in?
like, it seems embarrassing now. Like when people
Can
try
I
to
jump
do
in
it.
with
Yeah.
a good quote?
Please.
Ryan Reese, I'm so mad that I'm even mentioning him. Fuck you, Ryan. No,
Fuck you, Ryan.
you're a
I
great
also,
comic and fuck you.
Do you
And,
not like him?
No, I love him.
Oh, okay.
I love him. That's why. Fuck you. I love him. Fuck it.
Ryan, I don't know you that well, so I'm not going to say fuck you, but one time I saw you and you were kind of rude, but it may have been on accident. So maybe fuck you.
No, it was on purpose.
When I see you at the Comedy Village, it was fine and you were pleasant. Go ahead.
he would say it too. He loves being rude. It's like his shtick. What he said to me one time when I got off stage, because he's like my mentor, like truly.
No, I'm playing. Dude. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah, yeah. No. He's like,
Clean it up.
Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. So I got off stage and I said something to the effect of like, oh, they didn't like that and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, you have to get to where I am. When I tell a joke and they don't laugh, I think they're out of their fucking minds. And it when he said that, it hit me in my soul. I was
Yeah.
like, yes, I do need to get like that.
No, that's great. And it makes sense. And it's like, not that you should be ignorant, but you gotta, like you said, stand on your own 2 feet
Yeah.
and say, no, you know what? This is good.
right. There's being a creative.
Yeah.
And then there's being an asshole.
Right.
And there's not letting opinions in. And then there's like, no, this is my fucking shit. This is what I do every night. This is the story I want to tell. And fuck you if you don't get it.
And that's the point of stand-up. It's, bro, this is what I believe. This is what I believe. Like, where it's like, the funniest shit is when you're not even trying to be funny, is when you're just like, my funniest jokes are when I get home and I'm upset and I write something in my diary and I'm like, and everybody's like this and they do like this. And then I say that on stage and I was like, and you're like, oh, fuck. But
Yeah.
it's true. It's like, you got to get to that point where you have enough kind of like, you got a bulletproof vest on where you're just like, well, and also because that's one of the best tags, like back pocket tags, when you go like, that was very funny what I just said, like, you know, or some variant of that, like, that's funny. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when comics do like shit like that, and they
When
go
you
like,
double
that was a
down.
good joke, like, and it's like, that's always funny.
Yeah.
And then the audience even knows, they're like, yeah.
Right.
Like,
we didn't give you enough.
we didn't give you enough love. That's
Yeah.
so funny, dude. Yeah, what you were gonna say?
When was the last time you had a bad set?
I don't know,
Recently.
like last week. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, about the same time frame for me.
Probably last week. Yeah. I mean, my worst set in recent date was like at Martha's Vineyard last summer.
Oh
Like,
my God!
like-
Wait,
like
you
a
told me
really
about
bad
that,
bomb.
and was that last summer already?
Yeah.
Holy
or like
fuck!
maybe fall, but like enough where I'm telling you now.
I remember-
like, it's in my brain as like the worst bomb up until this point.
I remember when we ran into each other and you were telling me about it, and then you posted something. You posted it and you were like, last night it was like, wow. What did you? You said something. It
I was
was
like,
so
what are you
funny.
gonna do? I was like, just bombed. What are you gonna do? Like,
yeah, it was so funny.
so bad, dude. So bad.
But how long was it after that until you had a great set?
I don't remember.
Not long after.
I
No,
think I
no,
watched
you
it off
usually-
a few days
They
after.
back, yeah, they back.
That
Yeah.
You usually
It's
get
gravity.
fired up after that. Like when you have a bad set, like I'm almost sometimes like then you sit down, you're like, oh, let's
Something good's
go.
coming. Yeah.
Do you find any value in a bad set?
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, more so. It hurts so good. Like, when you get off, you're like, ugh, I know exactly what's fucking wrong with me. Like, all this shit, like, this is too dirty, or this is that, and I need shit to work for that crowd. Like, after Martha's Vineyard, I knew exactly what my issues were, because I was like, they were all old.
Yeah.
They were all old people, and nothing that I say is entertaining to that age group.
Yeah, it didn't translate over.
Nothing, was relatable. And I was like, oh, like, it's not all about the topic. Like, I can say things that are young things, but I need to say it in a way that's relatable for everyone. And
you
I
think
wasn't
you
doing
need to
that.
make it relatable for everyone, or sometimes it just wasn't your night because that wasn't your particular. Let's say you said they weren't
Yeah.
24-year-old or
Right.
whatever the fuck they was.
I think that's the case sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think with you especially, I think that you've done enough funny shit that you don't need validation from any fucking one particular audience.
Just an orange
You
peel.
know what I mean?
I just need validation from
I
one
am an orange.
peel.
I identify as orange. Orange juice. OJ Simpson.
Yeah.
O.J. Simpson, a true American hero. God bless O.J.
No.
Simpson, friend of the show.
Also, shout out to Jose Simpson.
Shout out to Jose Simpson, the person who helped him clean up the alleged.
Whoa, clean up.
Alleged.
Jose doesn't clean up.
He's a fixer. All right, you don't talk to me about Jose.
He's a landscaper.
Listen to me. They were going to get his old trophies. All right, I know you, Jose. No way, Jose. Listen, have you ever?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Have you ever had a well, I guess it could be like your worst set. Like, have you ever had like a defining set where you were like, good or bad, where you were like, just like, oh my God? Do you remember the first set where you were like, I'm a comic, bitch? You do.
I do.
Oh, let's go.
Unfortunately, it's Ryan Reese. Unfortunately, it was at the Cellar and I was hosting for him.
Fuck yeah.
And it was like the first time like I was really me on stage. You know what I mean? Like
right.
my voice for like it came through for the first time and I was loosey goosey and
yeah.
I get off stage and he goes, "Okay, you've got it. You've got the thing,
Yeah.
but you're all dick and no balls. You got no jokes." He's like, "You're all charisma. You got no fucking, you need ammo and you need to go." And I was like,
Cool.
"Okay, that's sick. But yeah, I need to go. Now I have work to do."
Fuck yeah.
So
That's awesome.
That did
and that's
define
cool
me.
feedback. That's cool. That's actually really I'm not gonna say I was wrong about you, Ryan Reese. But that is great.
Yeah, it was like,
no, that is great advice. That is true though. It's like you don't have to make everything so complicated. Like, it can be as simple as just like, hey, get to a point where you're confident in your jokes and you won't get rocked, and understand, like you said earlier, understand what you need to work on.
Right.
And that's okay, and then just work on it. There's
Right.
there's no like, it's not bad.
It's not personal.
Right.
Right.
It just is what it is.
Right.
We're telling you this is what you do.
right,
Like,
you're 2 years into comedy. You still kind of suck,
yeah.
but you're funny. So keep going.
And
Like,
dude, talk about identity for comics. This is the kind of game where you don't really, I know we all say like, we feel like comics, but if you ask anybody who sits at the fucking tables at the olive fucking tree, whatever the fuck it's called, you know, people don't consider you a comic till like you're 10 years old.
Yeah,
I
do
mean,
you subscribe to that 10-year idea? Do either one of y'all?
I mean, I don't like, not like hard and fast, but I respect the idea of it. And I do think stuff takes that long. I do.
I think you could condense that 10 into 7.
Yeah,
But
no, I do. But here's the thing. I think even I think that it's like, even if at 7 years, you could be like where a 10-year person is. I still think it's just a life thing. Like, it's just like, you know how like, you know, I've been in multiple relationships, right? But there's some things that I'm only just now starting to understand just because I'm just growing up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like that, like, there's things that have happened to me, and now I'll think back to, like, relationships I had in high school and be like, oh my God, that's why fucking that happened.
What's the name of the girl you lost your virginity to? Shout her out.
Erica.
Dude, you know what I think? With that whole 10-year thing, a lot of it comedy is, like, when you start comedy, I don't think it's fair to say, like, once you start comedy, I don't think it's fair to say, oh, I just started doing comedy. You got to learn it, and it takes years of learning. You know, like, I've been doing it going on 6 years. Honestly, I feel like I've only been doing comedy for about a year.
Right.
Yeah.
There's
Okay,
a learning curve.
So that's what
exactly,
and that's why I think the 10-year thing, because it's like, I think that we've all been doing comedy around the same time, like 4.5, 5 years, but it's like 2.5 or 3 of those were like fucking going to Joey Bats and fucking around and hanging out in the parking, you know, on the sidewalk and like going like, oh, I want a headshot against the fucking the graffiti on the garage door. Like, I'm not ripping any of that, but I'm saying like. No, I'm not. I mean, I did it. I'm saying I'm not ripping it.
We did it.
But we all took them. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Exactly. We all took them. Fucking John and his camera. So it's like.
Shout out to John and his camera.
Yeah, shout out to John and his camera.
And shout out to JT.
And shout out to JT. Fuck you, Ryan Reese. No, I'm kidding. No, but seriously, like, you know, the first few years of that is you're fucking around. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You don't know what's happening. You don't, like, that's why people go to college for 4 years. People go for 2 years undeclared. And then they go, oh, now I know what I want to do. Like, I think that, and it's not a waste, though. I'm not saying it's a waste. I think that's just part of you need to learn at your own pace that makes sense to you. And it's like, I remember, like, going to shows and eventually being like, oh, may not be helping me. Like, this might be actually not only wasting my time, it might be hurting me. I might now be, you know, because, like, you used to go, especially during the pandemic, like, you'd go to these mics that were outside and stuff, and, like, people would crush at the outdoor mics, and then you would try to do like material at a mic, it wouldn't work, and you would try to do, and it's like things like that where you start to understand, like you just need time to understand how to work a room, how to read a room, how to go on stage and don't jump into your materials, talk about something or do like that. Those are things.
Yeah.
Those are things that you need to build confidence to then be able to be like, you know what, I'm gonna say something about the curtain and it is gonna be fucking funny.
You know what else too? It's sorry to jump
you're
in. That and like you learn to fuse like the creative part of comedy into your life and like create conversation between the two things. Whereas I think in the beginning you're like, I'm a comic, I'm swimming really fast doing this thing, and the job is over here and I'm trying to make jokes. And then as time goes on, you're like, I'm a comic and all this stuff in my life like comes and helps me like be that thing.
Right.
And like it becomes like a more natural bounce like back and forth where you're not struggling between the two parts of you. You're just like, this is all me.
Right, you're living more holistically in between.
I think holistically is the word. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like, you know how, like, remember when you worked at, like, a job and you were new, so you were really excited, and, like, I remember being at jobs and, like, trying really hard and, like, doing this, and I'll stay late, and I always remember being like, wow, I'm so fascinated by the fact that, like, the, like, upper management people are all really chill, and they're really like, yeah, it's fine, do it on Monday, whatever, and you're like, but then you realize, like, oh, you learn how to move with the gig, right? So it's like, to your point too, like, I feel like the first like 2 years you do comedy, like you like don't do anything else. You're like, I can't go to a graduation. I have to go to Joey Bats. Like I have to go to Climate Lounge, and I have to give Jeff Lawrence $100. Like, you know what I mean? And then but now I'm like, and of course it's not saying, listen, I still am an asshole. I still skip things and try to do a show or whatever. But you now go, oh, dude, I'm going to get so much shit at this wedding that I'm going to. Right. Like, I'm going to go to this, like, I was at this wedding and the people were doing this, and now I have 15 minutes, like, about fucking ceremonies.
Right.
Like, where, like, you start to realize, like, oh, the things, I'm either, like, your life becomes, I'm either literally doing stand-up or the rest of it is like prepping or researching or info gathering. Like,
right.
Yeah. And you got to learn that, you know, it's like anything in life, dude. The prep is always, the execution is that.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? That you're always in stand-up mode, even if you're
Horrible.
at a family reunion.
Horrible, terrible, terrible thing. I have multiple relationships that are degrading actively.
Same.
How's
No,
that-
I feel that way.
How's stand-up affected your relationships?
Are we gonna get into it?
I don't know. Are we?
Yeah, I mean, my identity as I've certainly let any relationship, not even just like romantic relationship, but like I spend a lot less time with my friends. I spend less time probably with my family too, and I spend, like you said, I've spent much more time alone. I spend more time. I mean, I've always been someone who spent a lot of time alone, like reflecting and stuff, but now it feels like there's more of a vehicle to put it towards. And, you know, I think it's like what we just said. Like, I'm trying right now actively. Kitty and I were just talking about this like last week, but like, I'm trying to do better at balancing my life out because, you know, you realize like you could do anything for like a couple years hardcore, and then you realize like it doesn't behoove you as a person to do anything like just blinders, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I mean, yeah, it has definitely, but I mean, thankfully nothing insane, but like, you know, like, but it definitely has. I mean, it puts strain on the relationship with myself too, you know, honestly, like, and how I feel about
Like
myself.
a masturbation type of thing?
No, yes, the numbers are way up.
Numbers are? Okay, hell yeah. Barry Bonds.
I don't know. I mean, what do you has it affected you at all? I mean, what do you think of, I guess, like, do you think of a certain relationship when you think of comedy that you're like, fuck?
Do you date comics?
No. I have a girlfriend though.
Is she a comic?
No.
Well, she will be soon after she hears this.
She wants
What's
to
her
be
name?
and will be and can be.
What's her name?
Her name is Honey Waters.
Honey Waters. I'm calling you out to a roast battle.
You know, you look like a wrestler too right now. Honey Waters, I'm calling you out.
Honey Waters.
Live at the Madison Square Garden. But no, I mean, I don't date comics. I think even if I was single, I don't think I would. I don't think that that's something. I've never been that guy who, like, when I worked in offices and stuff, I never like dated my coworkers and stuff because it's like that's just, you don't. need
Somebody
that
gave
shit.
me
And
some
also,
advice,
man,
said don't date other comics because it's just too much craziness going on.
it's too much craziness. And dude, what are you
But
gonna
at the
do?
same time, who are you gonna relate to though? Who are you gonna relate to
Right.
on that type of level?
I
Like,
mean,
I gotta
think
go
you
do
can
this fucking.
find
I gotta
people.
go. You know what I mean? You gotta go out and do all these shows every night or whenever and it's just.
Yeah, and then you come home.
is a
Well,
tough
because listen,
thing.
because I've had plenty of times where like I'll come home and like you know, Honey will be like, "Oh, how was the night?" And I'll be like, "Oh, dude, you remember the guy I told you about? And he fucking, and you know, last week he was at the comic strip, and he said, yeah, him."
Oh, Honey
So
Waters is a real
tonight-
name.
No, her real name's
Okay,
Michaela.
no, Honey Waters.
But
Sick name though.
But no, I mean, I think it is hard to, like, you know, because it's the same. I always say this about people who work in healthcare and education, early childhood stuff. Stop! I don't want to hear about the thing. I know you're working with kids and they're crazy. We don't know any of the
You
abbreviations.
don't give a fuck about them kids.
No, but I don't know the abbreviations. Like this girl I know is a nurse, and you see, and you'll be like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And they're like, "So I was at the NICU, and they told me they called on like a 45, and they said, hello, floors 11 and 12 were code blue." And it's like, dude, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. I don't
We
go
clapped
up
for
to
you
you and I
during
go,
COVID.
you know, I ran the
we clapped.
light and fucking and da-da. It's like, stop. Like, you don't, you know what I mean? It's like people
Holy
don't.
shit. You don't got no time for none of that
I
bullshit.
don't got no time for none of that, and I won't date a comic because no one. What happens if they find out how small your penis is?
Yeah, well, that's how you find out how big her vagina is.
See, now
So
that
true, King.
is that's a true artist and a comedian. That is a contrarian view, and I'm proud
There's
of
no
that.
such thing as a small penis.
It's a big vagina.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking with something.
So true.
No, size is just a concept of the mind. You know what
It's
I mean?
relative.
Speaking of identity,
Honey, who shrunk the penis?
Speaking of identity,
I never heard of that one. That's not a real movie.
I have. Oh my god,
But
dude.
what you're talking about with the other professions, I think is also why we have trouble as comedians socializing with other people, because we treat each other like dirt. And we really do, and we love that from each other.
But
like
it's because we
know,
love each other.
Right, it's out of respect because we all have the same level of paranoia, intuition, emotional intelligence. So if I go up to you and I'm being fake to you, you fucking know it and you're insulted immediately, right? Like, I'm like, don't fucking put the moves on me. I'm the fucking Rizzler, man. I'm fucking Rizzler.
Yeah, you don't bullshit a bullshitter.
So, like, we don't do that to each other. And I learned, like, early on to stop doing that, to stop sororitying people, because it's like, the fuck are you on? Like, cut that smile. I forget where I was going with this. Oh, but the reason we have trouble socializing with others is because no one does that to them. So they come in from a full day of work and they're like, let me tell you about everything. Whereas we're trained like no one cares about us. And what we did was invaluable to everyone but myself.
Literally.
And it's not a healthy way to live, but at least like we're not really sounding the alarm every time something good or bad happens in career, because that's every day.
Right. Every day is up and down.
Right.
Yeah.
The graph looks like this. So like we're not even reporting. Like my friends ask me how comedy is. I don't get into it.
You're like, good.
I can't, because the amount of detail I would have to explain to get to some level of awareness, like real awareness.
And it's like, dude, it depends on what depends on what day you catch me on.
But
You
that
know what I
goes
mean? Like,
into the dating. That's why I was. Who else is gonna understand that except somebody else who may be?
Right. We're lucky because we imported our people.
yeah, grandfathered him in.
From where?
Before-
Italy?
Yeah.
No, just across the board, across
Philly.
the Rio de Janeiro.
Basically, Philly. So he was in my life before comedy, so he was able to be there the whole time. And like when I would come home, I would say the names, and then he now has my bank.
I think that's a little different. I never even thought about that. That's completely different.
I grandfathered him in.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I understand that.
And Honey's
100%.
like that too.
Honey's like that too.
So we got lucky.
We got lucky.
But I think I'd be.
I always
really
think about that. Like
struggling.
I think like, dude, if I had to date, I probably just wouldn't.
I-
Honestly, because I don't think I could, and also because I don't think I like aside from comedy, it's like I've had a girlfriend for so long that like I also am not good at.
How
like,
long?
I'm
How
a,
long?
Like I'm a girlfriend guy. Like I don't.
How long
I
have y'all
don't-
been together?
6 years.
Oh, it's about time to pop that question.
Almost 6, like 5 years. Yeah, so it's great, getting crazy. But yeah, you're right. But exactly. But to your point, like stop the cameras.
Hold on. Does she ever fish for like, what's up? What are we doing?
She does
here?
sometimes.
What are we doing?
Where the
She does
jewels
sometimes.
at?
But you know, Honey's cool,
You
dude.
just want to be funny?
And
Yeah,
here's the
she's
thing,
cool.
Honey's a crazy person too because she works in the film industry. So she's out of her
Pornographic?
fucking. She's I wish. But
Sorry,
Hubba.
honey, I love you.
she's an insane person too, you know, and she's balls
She's
to
in
the walls all
entertainment.
the
She's
time.
in
gets it.
entertainment as
Yeah.
well.
So while she's not a comic, it's almost nice that she's kind of ancillary to it. Because she also gets like I've been with her where we'll be sitting there. She goes, "Oh, I got to work at I go into work at 11 tomorrow," and then we're hanging out and it's 10:30 at night, and she gets a thing and goes, "Oh, the call sheet's updated. Actually, come in at 5:30," and it's like, what? Like, so I have to just like I have to get up now. Like, what? Like, you know what I mean? So it's like shit like that. So it's like we get it where it's like this industry, to your point, is a very fuck you.
Yeah,
like, you know,
you're
it's
not
just
special.
like or it's just anything you have to say. It's like what? Like, which I actually can I be honest, dude? You said you don't know if it's a good thing. I actually do think that's a good thing to a degree. I think that I've certainly become more jaded. Like, you know what I mean, in terms of like nobody gives a fuck. Nobody fucking gives a fuck. But I've noticed at least that like comedians and stuff are so much better at like bouncing back from like if shit happens I go like what the fuck, all right, so anyway, like you know what I mean, like it's just like who cares, like it doesn't, like I feel like I've met so many people who are just unprepared, like you know what I mean, like for like life, like it's like yeah dude, it sucks sometimes, like you gotta just get through it, and it's like we just every night, maybe I mean not I won't say every night, but every week we get humbled somehow to a degree. I don't think that's crazy to say. Yeah.
Every day I feel.
Every day. I say it every day.
Every day. Even if it's not the stage, it could be the guy that you talk to after.
Right.
Who's like, you could kill, and then so-and-so's like, yeah, what the fuck was that? Like, it doesn't it's not even the
Hold on,
stage.
what?
Wait, last night.
One time, there was a guy who brought me up on stage and was like, oh, no, I did a set, and then he got me off of stage, and he goes, so now you know what it looks like when you just have pretty pictures on Instagram. And this is a guy that you both know who's like a friend of mine, and I let it pass through me internally.
What the
I dealt
fuck?
with it
Was he being
internally.
serious?
Dead serious.
Can you tell me who it was?
It
Oh, no.
was.
Don't say who it
I'll
was.
tell you after.
Oh my God, who was?
And he's a
It was
sweet
me.
guy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was,
I'm like, it was me.
it was the orange peel. And so like, I was just, it like wasn't even the set. Like the set would have bothered me, but that was years ago.
That
It still
bothers
sticks in
you.
my head. And now every time I go on stage, I'm like, I have to prove something here. I'm going up gun to my head. Like they're going to think I'm just a pretty girl. I'm a cleavage comic. And so I have to bring the fucking,
gotta
even
bring
if
the
I'm
heat.
not funny, I have to be at least fucking crazy.
Right,
Because
right,
I
right,
don't
right,
want to
right.
end up in the pretty category.
Right.
Like, which is,
Oh wow, I never. Wow.
Which
That's
is like-
first of all, you're amazing, but I never had that. I never thought about that perspective. I guess that's interesting.
which like cry me a river, right? Like I have a good life. Like I have a decent face and it's been fine for me. But like,
You got a symmetrical face,
right,
you know?
good stuff. But like in terms of how that affects comedy, like there's so many women who are in it, and this makes, I'm such a turncoat saying this, but there's so many women in comedy who are there for the wrong reasons, who are there to become some level of an influencer. And I think men, whether they can be in there for the wrong reasons as well. Men can look for
All
fame.
male comedians are in
Right,
it for the
we're
wrong
all- right. Pussy,
Nobody's doing this.
no
No one
one
is doing this.
and money.
There's
Like
no such thing as a right reason.
Yeah, no one's in this for
For
their
a male
soul.
comedian, no. For a female comedian, it may be different. But for male, I don't think
Right.
there's any good reason.
There's more short-term wins that a female comedian can have on Instagram and online, and I think for some people they see it as like a shortcut to getting followers or something. They're like, oh, I'll go the funny route and then I'll get brand deals and like that'll happen.
Which,
and
hey, more power to you. I mean, I get it.
Go off.
Respect the hustle.
Go fucking off. I wish that was like my programming.
Yeah, we're
You
all
know?
fucking losers. We want to be artists.
I mean, but
Right.
is that I mean, I see a lot of. So being as a female comedian, being attractive could be a detriment.
Yeah.
In some types of
In
ways.
some ways, and I know I'll get flamed
I
for
think
this
so.
because people will say, like, there's nothing but pretty privilege, right? Like, it really is something that helps you in life. However, like, I think on stage, when there's this thing in the world, I think, with pretty girls where everyone is like bitter because you have it easy. You have it easier, and you are the entertainment sort of like jewel. Right, like
right,
as
everyone wants to
as a
entertain
pretty
you.
girl-
Everyone wants you to be around.
Right, and we
yeah.
know it because when you have a hot chick as your host, you're like, I'm fucking locked in.
Yeah.
When it's a weirdo guy with greasy hair, you're like, what the fuck am I doing tonight? Why the fuck did I buy this ticket? There's a
Right.
fucking weirdo. Where am I? I'm in a
Okay.
fucking basement. But if a pretty girl comes, you're like, let's get comfortable.
Hey, bro, listen.
Let's bring the drinks. So, like, I get it, but so the people around us, I think, are very bitter about what they assume our privilege to be. And so that creates animosity in the space where they're like, let's fucking see what you have. Let's see what you can do because you've had everything. So
Right,
make
they
me
go, "Oh,
fucking laugh.
Oh, you're on stage now too.
Right.
Oh,
you want me to throw you a
so
party?
I'll be honest, all the
perfect.
pretty
Yeah.
girls that I see, attractive women that I know that do comedy, after a certain amount of years, they're all fucking hilarious. And I think they all fucking earned that shit like a motherfucker.
Right, the ones who stay.
Yeah, the ones who stay and do that shit, they earned that shit like a motherfucker. And yeah, they're but they earned that shit like a motherfucker.
Right.
I mean, bro, what? Eliza Schlesinger is hot as fuck, and she's funny.
She earned
Right.
that shit like a
Nikki
motherfucker.
as
Glaser.
fuck. Nikki Glaser.
She
they're
fought
funny
tooth
as
and
shit.
nail. Yeah.
And they're both very pretty.
Sarah
And that probably-
Silverman.
Sarah Silverman, bro, I'm still in love with her. She was like the first, like.
She's a
I
babe.
remember watching School of Rock. I was like,
Do
Yeah.
oh,
y'all,
you're right, but it's like, dude, and they all had to get through that. And to your point, it's like, that sucks in the beginning, but I wonder if that actually ends up making you super fucking funny,
Yeah.
right? Like, because then you're
That's
really,
interesting.
you're like, bitch, I'm funny.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you. I'm gonna be so funny that you don't even realize I'm hot. Like,
Right.
yeah.
And that's the goal.
do y'all think maybe, because I've had this thought, maybe comedy is a time thing. It's like you can, as long as you get on stage enough and you say enough sentences, you're gonna come across the funny, and over time you build a collection of funny,
Yeah.
and now you
Yeah.
have that fucking arsenal, and
You
that's
got
the
that war
learning
chest.
curve that I was talking about earlier. You know what I mean? And then I guess just being attractive, because I'm super handsome, and it's paid dividends in comedy.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I mean?
listen,
like,
I'm chubbed up right now.
look at that.
Where's the beach?
Yeah, man, I'm chubbed up under the desk right now.
Do you think like time is important? I guess it goes back to that 10-year thing. You say enough shit in that time, you're gonna have hours and hours and hours of just a wealth
And it's just
of
what
funny
it is,
stuff.
man. And
Right.
it's like over. They say 10 years because that gives you enough time to go to all these random places. And
You gotta pay your dues, though.
right? That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. 10 years gives you enough time. Hey, I'm in New York. I went to Los Angeles, but like I also went to Indiana, and I went to I went to Houston, but I also went to like Killeen, Texas, or so another random like you just between And I think it's 10 years because of, kind of to bring it back what we said earlier, like, you're also living your life during this time, right? Because anyone who dedicates all of their life to stand-up and loses all their friends and family, they end up not being a good stand-up because they don't have a life, and they're on, and then you become the comic who's like, when you're in a hotel and then you're transferring flights and then you're at another hotel and then you're it's like,
losing friends or family is a way to put it. I think another way to put it is sacrificing some things to pursue your dreams. Some people you are not. You should. Some people you can't take everybody on the ride with you.
No, of course not. Of course not. But I also think that the people who care about you stick it out, because that's how it is for me, right? Like, for example, Honey's schedule a lot of times is crazy. Like, she'll work overnights, and then she'll have days where she'll start working at 5, and then she'll come home at like 4:30 in the morning, like. And then maybe, we'll miss each other or whatever. Or then she's home that night and she's so tired that she's got to sleep. And then I have a spot, so I got to go out and do the spot. And it's like, but we get it because we both respect that we're both getting after it. So it's like, yeah, dude, of course we'll make it work. Like, same with like your parents, or someone would be like, yeah, we understand, or something, hopefully. I mean, some parents don't, but it's like, I think that maybe is it when your identity becomes the pursuit of something, the people who fall by the wayside are kind of the people who never really, I guess, messed with your identity in the first place. Like,
I have a lot of friends and family that always like, oh yeah, tell me when you're doing a show. I'm at a point I don't need y'all to. I don't want y'all to even.
Yeah.
Maybe when I was just
That's
starting,
also a fucking,
I don't need y'all to ever anymore. I'd rather go up in front of strangers and fucking act a fool.
yeah.
We were just talking about that too,
Just said
Kitty.
that. We literally
Don't
just
come to
said
my
that.
shit. Don't come to my shit.
Or,
Yeah, like,
or if
don't
someone
come.
is coming,
Don't come.
If someone is coming, then it's got to be like 3 max. Like, it can't be the crowd.
The whole hood comes to you.
Right. Like, no, like I'm saying, like, if I'm doing a show at New York Comedy Club and my brother wants to come, that's fine. Because it's just my brother, or, if like, or something, or if like 2 people want to come, like, fine. But it's like, to your point where you're like, you can't have like the room be like people and your
people.
friends. Like, that can't happen.
Right, that's not a show.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like
I mean,
a wine night.
there's
like
something to that.
Yeah.
But I think that's when you're first starting. You know what I mean? Now I don't want please don't. Please don't, because I'm not coming to your job to fucking watch you fucking do whatever the fuck you do. You know what I mean?
It also, a lot of them say that as in the way that let's get drinks one day. Like, they say it as like a nicety, and I'm like, you don't have to fucking say it. You're
Let's
never
get
gonna come.
drinks.
Just comment something nice on my video. That means more to me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
give me the engagement.
Yeah,
Like, I don't
share,
need you to come to
share,
Governor's.
share.
Yeah, like, you're good, babe. I'm not asking you to get a babysitter. And you don't need to pretend you're gonna. Like, all I need is 3 fire flames on my next reel. I'm not asking for much.
3, I'm asking for 3. Not 2, not 4.
Right.
3.
3 is the polite amount of emojis. So that's what I'm looking for. That's it. Don't pretend you're coming. And don't come. I don't want you there.
And don't come. You know what? Don't fucking
Don't
come.
Don't come.
Have you ever felt like you've had, like, so you obviously know yourself and you know if your identity has changed, or you know if your identity, whatever. Have you ever been in a situation where, like, you'll talk to someone you haven't talked to in a little while, and then, like, through them, you'll be like, oh my God, my identity's changed? Like, I guess it's kind of like we were saying earlier, like, your old friends, your old, like, but sometimes, like, I went to my buddy's birthday party, like, last week in Pennsylvania, and it was sick. And my core group of friends, like, I have a core group of friends, like, my buddy Austin, is also a comic in Pennsylvania. So he gets it. He doesn't even count, because that doesn't count for this. But, like, my other friends were there, were cool and stuff, but there were some people that I was talking to, like, that I hadn't seen since, like, high school. And it was so weird. Also, it's funny. Comedy's hilarious because, like, they, like, think I'm, like, famous. Like they're like, dude, do you have, like, oh, is that just, like, what you do now? Like, do you have a job? And I'm like, yes. Like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Or I had, like, one video go viral. They're like, dude, someone at my job sent it to me. Someone at my job sent me the video of you, bro. And I was like, I know him. And I was like, okay, nothing's changed.
Right.
But it, like, sometimes I think it's interesting where it's like, sometimes other people illuminate how much your identity has changed and you don't even realize it. Now, this says a lot about your identity right now.
I now identify as a Dentine Ice spearmint.
Wait, you know this is nicotine.
I was going to say, it's not a Dentine
Is
Ice.
nicotine gum?
Yeah, I thought
Jesus
you
Christ. No, how the hell?
Chew it. Get a
I
quick
like
buzz.
nicotine.
Get a quick buzz.
When it gets spicy, park it.
I'm gonna swallow this shit
Yeah.
Yeah, you can swallow it.
and shit a cigarette out later.
Can you imagine? That would be so cool. Would that happen?
Cigarette summer.
Cigarette summer.
We're swallowing zins and shitting.
Yeah, but
Cigs.
I think your identity is constantly changing. You know, as you get older, you don't stay the same, right?
No, I think that's the point. I think that's personal growth. I think people whose identity never changes sometimes. But see, you know what's funny? If your identity never changes, it's either the best or the worst thing that could ever happen. Because you either go back to your hometown and you talk to some guy and you go, man, you know, fucking Paul hasn't changed at all, dude. He fucking is the same piece of shit. He's got that same fucking attitude, you know. It's everybody else's fault, never Paul's fault. Or you could be like, yo, dude, Paul hasn't changed fucking at all. I mean, he's the same. Everything, nothing's his fault, right? You know, Paul. It's like, why?
Yeah.
Why is it so extreme? Like,
Wait, why is it endearing for some people
And for
and
some
insufferable for others? Lack
It's
of
so
change.
weird. I think maybe we just live our lives in extremes. So any extreme is just great. I don't know. I feel like the whole identity of I'm always reassessing the identity of this show, right? So for example, Miss Reynolds here has helped us with you know, improving the feeling of the show. So my friend here, Kitty, utilized a Microsoft Outlook email invite for this recording.
We're innovating.
And I just want to say that I've never sent a Microsoft Outlook email invite for the Hotdog Hour, and I'm going to now make it a standard because I want the identity of the show to feel professional, okay? I want people to get an email because when you get an email, you're like, this is real. This is an email.
Yeah.
Y'all plug in Microsoft Outlook. Outlook. What is
No,
it?
I'm
Microsoft
not.
This podcast
Outlook?
is brought to you by
This podcast is brought to you
Microsoft.
by Microsoft Outlook.
Microsoft Outlook. What is it?
Microsoft Outlook Calendar Invite Manager.
Set me up for that. I'll take 2, please.
Yeah, no, but that's true. And can I tell you something? When you said that, just typing it out, I'm not even trying to be funny right now. I was like, look at me running a fucking show, huh? Look at me, invite out. Hey, here's the address. Here's the theme. And I'm like, you know what? You show up here and you're like, let's fucking go. Because your identity is just whatever like preparation you've done. Like, you know what I mean? Like because we've all been there where like, have you ever been, okay, how many times have you had a show, right? And then you have some bullshit work email or call, like day job bullshit. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're on stage and you're Kitty at work and you're not Kitty the comedian, or you're not, you know what I mean? Like, and like you didn't give your identity enough time to like switch. And it's like,
Yeah.
so I'm like, now I'm thinking about what I said in the beginning where it's like, maybe everyone's identity is fluid. Does anyone know who they are? Does anyone know?
We're all severed.
We're all
in many
severed.
ways, I think. Like, not even just work. Like, I think I'm a different person for certain friends than I am for others.
Fuck yeah.
And I think that was also what tore me up when I was trying to start comedy, is I was like, what is the perception of people from, what is their perception of me from other walks of my life? Like, the people from college think I'm funny, but maybe not the people from high school think I'm funny. Like, what of my identity doesn't map to what
Oh,
other
dude, I
people think of
totally get
me?
that.
And like, am I delusional here? Like, what part of their memory of me is correct and what part of it is not? Like,
Yeah.
and I think, like what you're talking about with the calendar invite, like, I think it comes down to like a collection of little things that you do that create your identity every day. And like, that can shift over time when those things stack up in one direction. Like, I used to be very type A, very OCD, way more than I am now, like way less therapized. And like, over time, it was just an unbuttoning of each one of those behaviors to the point where then I almost over-indexed and became like couch stoner, not going anywhere. But like, now I've kind of brought back in those pieces that I liked of that type A version of me that was like very uncomfortable to live in.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, she had it right with the calendar invites. Like, there were
Right.
certain things she did that were okay. And like, now I'm inviting those back in. And I'm like, oh, those were parts of me that I haven't met in a while, but like, I'm ready to bring them back in. And I
I
think
love that.
everyone gets embarrassed about shifting their identity in little ways. Like my mom ran a 5K and was like, "Don't tell anyone. Like I'm doing this for me." She was like, "I
Don't tell them I'm a tough mudder.
I'm not a runner. Like it's my identity." It's like with comedy. Like you can kind of put different pieces of your identity like in more private parts of your life, but they're still yours, you know? And that's where you have to remind yourself always of who you are, because like you can decide at any given moment to shift that. And you can't like get too in the weeds about like the perception of. It's just like, okay, I dyed my hair. Half of the people might think I'm manic, right? That's what I always think if someone dyes their hair. I'm like, are they okay? Like, what? Do they have a Bluetooth speaker in their pocket? Like,
That's what I thought. When I saw you, I said, do you want to reschedule the episode?
Do you need a water?
Go see Tyler. Go see Tyler.
Is everything
I think it
okay
looks
at
great.
home?
That's what you've been missing.
But it's like, I was sitting in the chair like, people are going to think I've lost my mind. But it's like, I had to just be like, no, I wanted to try blonde money pieces. There's
Dude,
nothing
I
more
love
than
it.
that.
And
What is
listen,
the money piece?
It's like these guys. These
I
are
thought
the
they were
money
slut
Like the
pieces.
strands.
Pauly? Like you got the that's the
I thought they
you
were
know,
slut strands.
The money, yeah, they're slut strands too.
slut strand.
Yeah,
Like
slut
you know, like a
strands
little like
and
a,
money pieces.
like this. Like if I was like on a cologne commercial, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, God, I'm just like at the beach. Like,
Yeah, you've got
You
money
both
pieces.
have nice hair. I'm jealous.
you got nice hair.
You got a nice
Thank
flag. I love that
No, but
flag.
dude, Kitty, what you said was actually really cool, and I'm keeping an eye on the time. It's 7:48.
Okay.
But what you said was cool because it's like it almost makes me. You kind of build who you are, kind of like how you build a set, right? Like it's like you, which is why I think it takes time to grow up too, right? Like it's like you almost need the time. You need the luxury of time and space and just experiences to kind of like zoom out and like almost like it's almost like you spread all of your identity across a table. And like you said, you're like, okay, well, the calendar invite was good, but like this is, you know, this is better and I sleep better when I'm like this. But like this was good, you know, but like I don't have to be this crazy with this. Like, and it's like that's how you build a set too, right? Like you kind of sit back and you do it and then you're like, okay, this one's good, this one's good. This is good, but this ending's better. And it's like, is everything just a fucking everything's patterns. Everything's patterns.
It is though. It really is.
It's kind of crazy.
Do you think there's parts of you that you like have been you the whole time, or things that you've invited back like from a past you? Like that's
Like when I was King Solomon in a previous life? That's what you mean, a past
I
me?
would love to
No,
hear
like-
about that.
like Jay Turner today.
Mhm.
What pieces of him have always been here, and what pieces of him like did you just pull back and you're like, oh, I used to like when I did that, now he's like that now?
Unfortunately, I've been like this my whole fucking life.
No, see, that to
The
me
same-
is fortunately.
I've been the same.
I love that.
There's been little minute changes, but not much. I've been the same.
Yeah, but can I tell you the truth? I personally would feel that way about all three of us. I can't imagine any of you guys. This is pretty much how I've been my whole life, to a degree, like you're saying. Things change, but I've always been like,
Yeah.
It's just what it is. Like, and I think things like comedy or any pursuit, anything that you are genuinely pursuing for your own interest because you care about it, I think just in that weird poetic kind of way that life is, it like illuminates it for you, and you're like, this is who I am. Like, oh my God, I don't know. Is that how you feel, or is that like
I really want to be a killer.
you want to be a killer?
Yeah.
Like an assassin?
Well, like a Golden State, or
Nah, just like some dude in my neighborhood that's killed like 8 or 9 people and everyone knows, so no one messes with me.
okay. So do you want to have gone to prison? Like, no,
no,
listen. Let's build.
prison.
No, I'm trying to build the identity. Are you someone who's like been in and out of jail?
No jail.
It's just known.
Just kills.
They just know.
Just kills
They
on
know.
stage and off.
They
Kills
go, that's
only.
JT. They go, why do you think they call him Jay Turner 3000?
Hey,
Uh-oh.
3,000 bodies.
What do you think the 3,000?
3,000 boobies. Home
I think,
boobie
what was that, your
office.
birthday, I figured, when you were born?
What, 3,000? The year
The
3,000?
year 3000? You're from the future.
I wish. What do you think? What do you think is gonna happen in the future? What are we gonna miss?
I think, can I tell you what we're going to miss? Identity. There's going to be no identity. We are converging on the fucking, what is it called? The
Singularity?
The singularity, dude. Everything, we're a dying breed. People who, like, talk at different volume and stuff. Like, like dude, like, I work with marketing girls. And, yeah, dude, it's I got to tell you something. It is rough. If you're a girl who works in marketing, quit.
No, we love you, marketing girls. Keep doing your thing.
No, we love. No, I mean,
Market that
no,
shit.
stop it. You're all adorable and stuff, and I like you all. But I'm saying,
I love you.
what
you
I'm
got great
saying
raps.
is, yeah. I mean, what I'm saying is like, there's no. What was I saying? I don't even know what I was saying. Oh. Yeah. Now I'm thinking about marketing girls now. Oh, what? No. I really fear that we're losing our identity. I feel like, here's my problem, right? Back in the day, comedians would rip each other because they had a shtick, right? Like, that was a thing. You get in an argument, like, yeah, get a new shtick, pal. Now, it seems like the goal is to have a shtick. Which is kind of... right? Like, and I'm not saying... Like, I'm not saying that you can't do things routinely. That's not what I'm saying, because we do the show, I do whatever. Like, that's not, like, obviously I have a shtick. It could be the show.
This is my shtick.
Right. But no,
We're sticking.
Where's
It
your
is.
American flag do-rag
And you're
at, man? Put
allowed-
it on. Hey, while you talk. Yeah, there we go.
and you're allowed to have a shtick, but... Did it fall off? And you're allowed to have a shtick, but I just think it's interesting how it's like... There just seems to be such a greater emphasis on a collective than an individual. And I think that's very, like, I think that's the antithesis of, like, America. And I think that's the antithesis of what makes things in America interesting. I think that's why we have such amazing art, and our culture is, like, our biggest export, because we're all crazy, weird people who are allowed to explore
100%.
what we feel. And so,
Yeah.
like, I get upset when I see TikToks, because it's like, now the goal is like, well, everyone else is doing this dance, so I'm going to also do the dance. And it's like, that's not like, what am I watching? You didn't create this. You didn't create the dance. You didn't create anything. So why are you posting this? Like,
Well, that's also, like, you can see who gets
7:55,
rewarded.
by the way. I don't mean to interrupt you.
Okay.
But
you
after
can
the,
you can see who gets rewarded on social media, because it's the people who actually do retain their individuality.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of the reason our clip did well, like the blind date with Kitty clip, was like because we were being crazy.
Yeah.
And you just don't see
You had a
people
personality.
being themselves anymore. And everyone is like doing the same tactics to try to beat the algorithm. And guess what, honey? There's no beating the algorithm. Like,
no beating the
there
algo, baby.
is, it's not a science, it is an art.
Right.
Like, you can try to post at the perfect time, and you can try to get the perfect
Doesn't
hashtags. What matters is it fucking
it good?
funny or not? And that's the same for movies and TV. It's been for all of time. And so it's the same shit, and the rebels do get rewarded.
Yeah.
And right now there's a lot of expectation to not be a rebel, and to completely shrink any
Yeah.
individuality or any real opinion that you
Fall
might
in
have
line,
that's
fall in line.
dissenting. Yeah, fall in line at all costs, and you'll be okay and you'll be safe. But, like, I think for us, it's like, no, the way that you break out and have success in anything is retaining that individuality, and it's the hardest thing you can do. And I think that's why we have podcasts like this and podcasts of the greats, because we're like, how did they do that? Like, how
Yeah.
did they stay strong in that pursuit the whole fucking time? Like, how did Jay Turner stay Jay Turner? And people are going to be wondering and asking you in 10 years, like, and you're going to be like,
Right. They're going
I
to be like,
just
dude,
fucking stayed put.
I watched the
I
Hot
just
Dog
didn't
Hour,
fucking
and you
look
were the
around.
same.
Yeah. Like, you put on your, like, tunnel vision, and, like, you just let yourself do your fucking shit. And I think the young kids, like,
Those youngins.
they were taught to compare each other to each other a lot, and to, like, use each other as measuring sticks. And we were brought up in a world where, like, we didn't know what each other were doing, really. We were on our own separate dial-up, and it was like, okay.
And thank God for that, dude.
Right. And I'm imagining, I don't know what your home life looks like. I guess it's different from mine. And now we're in a thing where we're like, we all have the same life.
It's boring.
And it's like, what do
I'm
we do
getting
with
bored.
that?
Yeah,
So let's
dude.
spice it up.
You're
Now
doing
we
the
have to
dance
create.
too? So
Yeah.
so what is it? You need to dare to have an identity.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do.
Be yourself.
Have the balls to be yourself.
Have
Can
the
you
delusion.
imagine? Which, by the way,
The delusion.
have the delusion. No, but that's it, dude. I mean, have the delusion to be who you are. I could not imagine being such a pussy that I was afraid of myself or who I was. And so I changed it. Stop.
Well, sorry, and I'll say one last thing.
No, you're good. I don't want you to be
Okay.
late for your call.
No, you're good. I don't
fine.
really
Take
care
your
about
call.
it.
I don't-
There's that's the people who have, like, Finstagrams, like,
Yeah.
fake when that was a whole thing.
Finsta.
That was people not being able to show themselves. and being scared to show themselves. And they made like their LinkedIn Instagram and then their real Instagram. And it's like, just fucking make your
I don't give a
Finsta your
fuck,
real
baby.
fucking Insta. Like,
Listen to me.
Have the balls.
I use my
Have the
Instagram,
cojones.
and I fucking show every like. If I get 10 likes, bitch, I will proudly
Right.
wear them.
Right.
Pussies.
Yeah.
Hold on, we're supposed to show the likes?
Can you? Yeah, the like show. Right?
But you can hide them if you want. You can hide them if you want.
Can you hide the likes?
Yeah.
I know you can hide the views.
It'll just say like liked. Like it'll it'll say like liked by Jay Turner, Kit Reynolds, and others. Like it won't say like.
Oh.
You'll notice
You
it.
ever,
You'll notice it.
anybody ever reach out to you like, yo, why'd you like this picture?
No.
Specifically to you two.
What'd you say?
Honey's never reached out like, yo.
It's probably more of a guy
Tyler
thing than a
Yeah.
girl thing. That has happened to me. Like, listen, I'm not a liar, but it wasn't.
That's Instagram snitching on you.
It wasn't.
Yeah. They love doing
well,
that.
dude, do you remember when Instagram used to? Remember when Instagram used to have the thing where you could just look and it'd be like what everyone else is doing?
Yeah.
Like, that was hilarious. No, I mean I've never
The
liked
activity
something
page.
egregious. Like I've never liked some sort of just like come suck my titties, like nothing like that. But like sometimes you'll just sometimes you just like a photo and you don't think of it like genuinely. You're just a guy, so you're like, what? It's a fucking picture, and it's like, and you're like, sorry.
Yeah, is that true?
Shit.
Is that true?
Yeah. Like I wouldn't like
So-
it if Tyler liked booby pics. But like if he
But
he'd
I
be
don't
I'm
like
sorry.
booby
I'd be like, okay, we're not 14. Like I know we're married. Like we're not
But, like,
actually married.
But just like, come on, dude. Like,
yeah,
the
I'd be
fuck
like,
you
come
doing,
on.
bro? Yeah.
What's your goal here? What's the angle? I would honestly just be more embarrassed for him. I'd be like, did you think something
Yeah,
was
was she
gonna
gonna
come of
DM ya?
this? Like,
Was she gonna DM you, buddy?
right, I would completely annihilate him. Yeah.
That's what it all
Did she answer you? Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure she DM'd you. Yeah. What'd she say? Are you getting drinks next week? That's what I was saying.
That's hilarious.
What'd she say?
Did you drink awesome shooters and have an awesome time? Yeah.
Everything's just awesome and great.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's
That's what I would
fucking
do.
great. Yeah, no, I think that's what it comes down to, man. Dare to have an identity. Have some fucking balls to stand on your 2 feet and say some stupid shit.
Yeah.
And own it and be okay if something's stupid. You know, like that's something that I struggle with a lot, but I've gotten better with because that's how comedy is. You say something, it's out there.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just not fucking funny.
Yeah.
But you were trying to be funny, and that's the important part about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the risk and the reward.
The risk and the reward of a
Right.
trying identity.
It's good stuff.
Yo, how long is your phone call? Because we still have time. You could take it and then come back.
Let's see what he said. Let's see what Derek
I was gonna
said.
say while she takes
I
that.
got a show that starts at 9.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, we'll go for
Okay.
like we
So-
go 15,
so-
20 more minutes or something if you want or whatever.
Nah, I just want to leave by like 8:30.
Okay, that's fine. We'll be there.
Okay, let me.
While you take
Take
your
your
call,
phone
how
call,
about
go to the back.
how about you put this
Okay.
on my head when you come back?
He hasn't said anything anyway, so I think I'm okay.
Okay, cool.
Nope, I got you.
You're fine. You could be on call too. I just didn't want you to, I didn't want you.
Thank you for looking out for me.
Do I just literally go like this?
You gotta untie that part. Let me see.
I mean, listen, we're Italian, so we're like the last people who just became white people. So maybe I got some.
I tried to get Mario Bosca to put one of these things on. He was like, I can't.
Is this
My hand's
racist
too
now?
small.
Is this racist if I'm doing this?
No, why do you think it's racist? I'm condoning it, first of all, so it can't be racist if a black man is condoning it.
So can I say it now?
Can you say what?
You know,
I don't know.
the word. Can I say
What
it
word?
if I'm wearing this?
What, yarmulke? That's fine.
How do I
I
look?
gotta go. I'll be
How do I
right
look?
Okay.
I'll be right back, though. 2 minutes.
Okay.
I look like a fucking racist with this on. I look like I'm fucking.
I won't post it, but for the memes.
You can post it. I don't give a fuck.
It's too good. Okay.
Boy. All right.
Luckily,
cool.
this guy is not.
Well, if he's not
answering.
calling, we can bullshit until he gets back.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Let's-
dude, that's really interesting. Wow, we've had a cool conversation. This has
It's
been
been
fun.
good.
It
I
is
hope
so.
that I feel like I'm taking up all the airwaves, but
No, not at all. Not at all, dude. Fucking, are you kidding me? We're having a ball here.
good,
Yeah,
good, good,
dude, It's
good.
cool. We, like I said, we started a little late.
The beating. It's the beating.
With the beat.
I'm cool. No, it's totally fine. It's totally chill. No, it's totally chill. Dude, I like this topic though. I think like
It's kind of fun, right?
it's really fun, and also, I think the kids need it.
Kids fucking
The
need it.
kids need it because like, they really are very scared.
Bro, young people are like, it's funny because here, I mean, we keep talking. We can use this too, but
Yeah.
I remember being in like high school and then like going to college and being like, and then like, like turning 21 and like turning 25 and then being like, fuck, dude. Like, I always had in the back of my mind, I think it's probably more for men even than women, but I was like, dude, I just fucking really hope I'm not like a weird guy. Like I hope I'm not like a dude who's like 50, like buying sports cars and like trying to like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, I hope I can like gracefully like not be young and not be like a weirdo. And now I'm like, dude, I am not jealous of younger people at all.
30 feels so
Like,
good.
Dude, well, 30's good because 29 is old, 30's young. You go back to the bottom of the totem
Yeah.
pole.
That's true. That's so true.
But for some reason, when I was 29, I was like, oh my God, dude, my life's over. And I was like, oh, no, I'm just 30.
Yeah.
Who cares? It's
Like,
fine.
it's the same.
It doesn't matter. But it's like, dude, I don't envy them at all. I genuinely don't think like kids are having fun or anything. I don't
No.
like everything's digital with the shit. I mean, it's so stupid. Like,
They really too, like, I don't know if you guys feel this way with like the younger comics, like they cannot have a conversation without looking at their phone at the same time.
Bro.
Like, there is not a real like, how are you? It's like, how are you? Yeah.
yeah, or it's this.
And
I
you're
hate
like,
when people are like, yeah, right. So I was telling him,
right.
and you're like, just do one of them.
Right.
I can wait.
Be
but,
here
like,
or
do
be
one.
there. Like, fucking
Dude,
figure it out.
it is crazy. Like like everything is through a channel of like technology. Like it's almost like they're like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Like,
Yeah.
like I feel like if you took their phone away, they'd be like,
It's like how I feel without a drink in my hand. I think that's how they feel without a phone. Like,
right. And you're just like, what do I do?
Right.
Like, straight up.
And
We're
like,
talking about how young people's lives suck now.
What do you consider to be a young person?
Like 15 or 16 or
yeah,
20 or 21.
25 and below,
Yeah,
I would say
25
are
and below.
very.
25 is a young person?
You don't think it's young?
It's younger than I am, but I wouldn't call that a young person. I would say
like teenagers, like kids in high school, like kids in college.
I think some of the.
And maybe young adult, like if you're 22 and you're working your first job, like you don't fucking know anything.
Yeah.
Like, wait, listen, we
You're
don't
still
know
a
anything.
teenager, I think, at
Like,
22.
But it's like there's no. I also feel like our identities collectively get stunted now, like in the 21st century. Like I feel like there's no. Like I always think back and I'm like, dude, like, like 100 years ago, people died when they were like 50. Like we'd be like on the second half on the back nine now. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
like, and now, like I'm saying, like people used to like start a family, build a community when they were like 19. And now like some people don't finish school till they're like 33. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like some people don't get started until other people would die normally. Like,
Yeah.
like I think that's so like I don't know, I just think that's so insane. I'm like, we're such like, did we blow it or are we better? Like
Right.
which one is better? Because I almost sometimes like, granted we know a lot more and we've been able to accomplish things as like a human species that's like unbelievable. But like
Okay.
we
did.
built New York City.
But
I
that's
mean,
the
this
thing.
is
Hold on,
crazy.
hold on.
Like, dude,
Okay,
we're
we
recording
accomplished
right
it,
now.
but we didn't put in any work for any of this shit.
No,
we just happened to be
but
blessed.
I'm saying the identity of like of a human, like or like the human, the species of human that is on Earth, right?
Okay.
Like I'm saying, like the identity of humanity used to be like moving forward and like that insatiable drive to get better and
Really? You
grow.
think so?
And I still think that's the case. Well, I do. I mean, I
But
think
for
that,
like 100,000 years, people were in the same place. Life hasn't really
No, but
changed
see,
in the
I
past
wouldn't argue-
100 years. That's
well,
when we made the
but
jump.
that's what I'm saying. That's so I'm saying like fucking if you go back to like the Roman times, if you go back to any sort of the Ottoman Empire, any of these
Yeah,
places,
now we
Genghis
talking-
Khan. I mean,
yeah,
Genghis Khan got
Mongolia.
after it, bro. Everybody, you either lost your
Alexander the
head.
Great.
Yes, bro. And they were
Shout
lopping
out.
off heads
King
and
Tut.
coming in everybody. King Tut. That's what I'm saying. This
No
guy
one
they
did it
built
like Tut.
castles for him when he died. He has a fucking gold encrusted sarcophagus. It's like, so we kept getting better, And then at some point, it feels like our identity like switched up, and now everybody's complacent.
Bisexual.
Yeah. That is what it is. Everyone is complacent, so now everyone is bisexual.
Well, you know what?
No one knows what to do, so they're like, I guess I'll suck a dick. I don't know. I guess.
We're getting bored. Well, that's the thing. I think because our lives have extended, we have more time. And we have more luxury time.
Oh, yeah.
And now people are bored out of their fucking minds. And what happens when you're bored? You see rises in addiction. You see rises in depression. You see people not knowing what to do with it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, that's what happened in the pandemic. We had all this time, didn't know what to, people lost their fucking minds.
Yeah, everybody made bread for 2 weeks.
You think that's a luxury or a detriment?
Well, it's considered a in the way I've heard it in terms of like in the media, they call it luxury time. But I think in general, it's not. I don't think it is a luxury that we have it. I think for us, it's a burden. Even though our grandparents are looking at us and saying, you've got it made. You can just sit on your couch and order food in 2 fucking clicks.
I've eaten 2 million chickens in my life. I've never killed a chicken.
Yeah, I've killed 0.
I've never even really seen a
I've
chicken.
raised 0.
I don't even touch the breasts, like really when I take it out of the fucking thing to make it. Like,
Oh, bro, I go to my butcher so I don't have to take them out and wash them under the water because that's gross.
Right, so now we're creating, like now you're seeing this thing come back where we're like churning butter and like making drip
Trad
coffee.
life.
Yeah, and making sourdough because we're like trying to fill our time. And that's also, sorry, I keep going on a rant, but like.
No, I love it.
Be similar to like what we were talking about with the country losing its identity. I think there's some people who have all this luxury time. They don't know what to do with it, and they're having a lot of issues with it. And then you have other people, the working class, that's going, I don't have any fucking time at all still.
Right.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Right.
And
That's
shut the fuck
interesting, yeah.
up. Like you've got it made. You're nothing but privilege. And so you have all this luxury time to worry. Oh, how awful for you, you know? And so I think like there's this tension between that where we're looking at the kids and we're like, you're so lucky. Why don't you feel that? And they're going, I don't know what to do with my life. There's too much of it. So like there's almost too much choice for them and there's too much privilege. And that's also not their faults. I think America like is still growing and now more people have become upwardly mobile and now they're having kids with different privilege and like the forces are changing.
And it's always changing, and it's so
Always.
funny. Like it's funny you say that because I always think about how I'm like I had a realization or a thought like a couple years back when I was like, or when I was in college, where I was like, dude, all of these philosophers, like all the great philosophers that we love, like Plato and Aristotle and all these guys who are like, I'm like, they were probably all just like depressed and bored as fuck and like had addictions.
Wait, they were the elites. They were the rich elites.
And it's like they finally kicked their feet up and were like,
Right.
fuck, what now?
Right.
Fuck.
The peasants are working on the pillars and the Colosseum.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you think that is up there? Like,
Yeah.
because they were just like
"But
so
why are we-
rich.
Why are we building the
Yeah.
Colosseum? What does it say about us?
Right. Like art and thought is like a luxury commodity. And like we are now in this, I think, like peak of thinking. Like we're in like a renaissance of thought because we have so much time to like look at ourselves and like look
And
at
it's
each
more
other.
accessible, dude. Anybody can just fucking find, anyone like me can just pitch a radio station, connect with them, get hooked up with a studio, and now I'm like, I now can like talk, and now I have like a micro, like, you know what I mean? So who the fuck
Right,
am I?
right.
Like it's
You're
crazy.
wearing a do-rag.
You can just I'm wearing a do-rag. I mean, this is like crazy. The show is gonna get canceled now. Like,
No, why is it gonna get? Why are white people so
kidding, I'm
uncomfortable
kidding.
with putting on do rags? I don't get
kidding,
it.
I don't give a fuck.
Why? Hold on, but let's answer the question. Why are white people so
I'm
uncomfortable?
not
with
I
a do-rag?
put my wave
This is
cap
not-
on every night.
You're
What
not
are
the
you
first
talking
white
about?
person I've had put on a do rag, and every one of them I was gonna ask you to wear
I'm
one.
not your
But I was
first.
like, no, hell no.
I mean, I
hundreds.
it's the white guilt for sure.
And bro, I got waves. Don't play with me. I wear this.
The thing about the white
look
guilt
great.
though is like at a certain point the white guilt almost becomes racist.
Yeah.
It's like put on the do-rag.
Oh my god,
Put
have you
on
ever
a
seen the
fucking
video?
do-rag.
Have you
Right.
seen the
No,
video?
I would've
Fucking
put it on.
do-rag.
Yeah, I would have
Dude,
put it on.
have
I was
you
like,
seen
okay,
the,
okay, it's just a fucking thing. It's just a
Yeah.
cloth.
What the
It's a
hell?
cloth.
At the end of the day.
Have you
But-
ever seen the video when they're like asking like white liberal people in New York City about like if people should be able to vote with a ID, or if people should need an ID to vote? And it's like what you just said, where it's like people who are like so white guilt, they go and they're like, well, you know, they're like, black people they don't have licenses and stuff, and everyone's like, what?
That's racist.
You're like, what are you talking?
No, there's some truth to that. There's about 8 years
it's
I
like-
didn't have an ID. But that was like a warrant issue. Not to bring it back.
No, that's we said in the
That was
beginning.
like
The
a warrant.
FBI.
I was like,
His full name is.
I was,
I'll put a bleep in there.
hell. What's up with that phone?
Nothing. You want to call someone?
Prank call?
You want to?
Yeah.
I'll call the NAACP and let them know I'm wearing a do-rag.
Spell
Yeah.
NAACP.
Call the cops on you.
I'll just call them.
Wait, that's a funny sketch. Is like the PC police, and we just like run around and we're like, she's got braids, like,
Yeah, we
and
can
it's like
burst
over
in
the
here.
top,
Like burst in.
Yeah.
Like, you think we didn't know you had a do-rag on?
right? Like, you think we wouldn't know? Like,
One time I was on stage, actually at the heckle mic, and I called 911. It was the
What?
funniest thing ever.
Wait, explain this. No, explain this now.
I just picked up. I said 911. Hey, get over to Revision Lounge. We need your help. And then I hung up while I was on stage, and everyone was like,
Did they come?
I don't know. I don't know. I
What do you
don't
mean
think
you
so.
don't know?
I don't
Would you
think so.
flee the scene?
They didn't. I don't think they can.
They
I would
probably
have heard.
do.
I would have heard about it. Somebody would have said something.
Yeah, dude.
they just arrested Sarah Harvard. We don't know.
Yeah, Sarah Harvey. Is that why? It's not happening anymore? The heckle mic, was that the last one?
That wasn't the last one, but it was near the last
It
one.
was the second to
It was
last.
near the end. It was near the end.
So listen, how do things like Instagram and stuff and social media bullshit, how does that like change your identity in terms of like, have you guys ever put something out there and then someone will comment something and then we all read stuff and go like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. But like, have you ever genuinely taken something to heart? Kind of like the comment that guy made to you where you're like, I'll never forget that. Like, is there ever like a standout comment that you were just like, fuck, dude, like, fuck, they know, or like they see, you know what I mean? Like something like,
Damn. Yeah,
They're
like
peering into my soul through
Right.
the screen, and they know exactly who I am, and they pinpointed
like
it exactly.
how did you do it?
I really
I don't need like a specific example, but I was just curious, like, how does that impact your identity or your sense of self?
I don't have one that sticks out, but one that happens like every once in a blue moon that really gets under my skin is when I get called cringe. Because
Well, we're millennials.
It's just that
we're
word.
millennials, yeah. And I think, yeah, the word is so offensive.
The word-
like,
that word
to be
is like-
called cringe is,
Yeah.
is the it's
I
the
hate
dirty
that. I
C
see
word,
that shit too.
right?
Cringe AF. Get the fuck
Right,
out
get
of
the
here.
fu- you don't even fucking know. You wish you
Bro,
could.
I'm actually looking to connect with whoever the incoming mayor is of New York City to make cringe a
slur?
hate crime. Yeah, a slur.
Yeah.
I want it to become a slur. Okay,
It should be.
this is what's important to me.
Because also cringe, similar to what we were talking about with like people scared of being themselves, I think cringe is one of those things holding people back. They're
100%.
so scared to look
Hell
cringe.
yeah.
They don't want to climb Cringe Mountain and they're going to sit at the
100%.
bottom of it. Just calling me cringe. Okay.
I mean-
I got brand deals, bitch.
Let's be
I'll
honest,
be cringe on my money. I'm fucking fuck you.
Alex, right now, a little cringe.
A little cringe.
Yeah, a little cringe, but it looks great.
Well, with the, yeah,
You're
this is-
changing the
it's a little
game.
cringe.
Sometimes you got to go cringe to change the game.
You know what? Listen. You know what the
To
problem
break
is?
through.
Some of the
Sometimes
bravest
cringe
people are
breaks
cringe.
through.
Hey! You know who else? Yeah, you know what else was cringe? You know what else was cringe?
Michael Jackson wearing one glove.
Emancipation was cringe too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Gettysburg Address was cringe. Barack Obama becoming president was cringe. No, salute to Obama.
Yeah, salute to Obama.
It's true that everything at some point is cringe, and then
But
people
dude,
love
life
it.
is cringe. You know what else is cringe? Trying and caring about your body and what you eat and what you fucking.
Right.
That's cringe as fuck, you loser.
Everything is cringe. Caring
Everything's
about
cringe.
anything. Yeah, is cringe.
Eating a
Everything's
hot dog with no
cringe.
bun,
Every-
cringe.
Cringe.
Well, let's not get carried away.
That's just gay.
That's
Yo,
just
you should do
awesome.
something. You should do something with the 4th of July, the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Do a live little thing out.
Oh my God, do you guys want to do that? Because you guys are also both maniacs who would eat a lot of hot dogs. Do you want to go? and
No,
do-
I'm not gonna eat. I'll eat 2 hot dogs.
But
I
you'll,
would
but you'll
vomit
wear.
immediately.
But I will drink a gallon of hot dog water.
Are
Oh,
you
yeah,
kidding
the
me?
one that they dunk. Oh, the actual
Did they
boiled
boil
water.
it? Yeah, yeah.
Let's go. Well, it's boiled. I
You
guess
got-
is
have
that
you
is
ever
that is that
drank in it?
technically? Well, it's boiled. It's distilled.
Yeah. Fresh.
Have
out
you
the
ever-
bag.
No.
Yes.
Have you ever drank in a hot dog water?
Are you?
It
fucking
tastes just like a
high?
hot dog. But it's watered. So you get to hydrate and you get to.
It's just pork water.
No, I don't eat. I don't eat pork hot dogs. Only beef hot dogs.
Oh, are you Muslim?
A little bit. All black people are like 2% Muslim. I don't know if y'all know. It's true. It's true. All black people are like 2%. Even the Christians
That
like
is
2%
true.
Muslim. Even the Baptists.
Yeah, 'cause,
There's a little Muslim in there.
One time I had a friend who was black, and he was like, "Hey, man, I need a falafel," and I was like, "What? No, that's not what?
I don't eat falafel.
What?
Keep talking.
What the hell is falafel? Chickpea sandwich?
It's chickpeas with like flour and then just fried. I think it's like olive oil, flour, chickpeas, and other shit. I've never made it, but I've tried, and it didn't come out well.
Favorite thing to eat?
Lasagna came to mind.
Lasagna off
Yeah,
top?
my mom's lasagna.
Oh, mom's lasagna. That's different. That's a game changer.
Yeah.
Anything mom makes
Right.
is gonna rank above a lot of.
What about you?
Shit. My mom used to make this mashed potatoes like turkey with some weird mushroom sauce,
Cream of mushroom.
cream of
like,
mushrooms. Yeah, I used to like that a lot.
I love mushrooms, like a good cream of mushroom kind of shit.
You ever take a psychedelic mushroom?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
I think shrooms are good.
They
For-
help you. Do they help with identity? What do they do with a good?
Yeah. I think it broke my ego, and then I was able to see my identity clearly. However, I think it was such a big, like, it was too big of a break. Like, I took too many shrooms
Yeah.
and, like, saw God in
Yeah.
a way I was not prepared for. Like, I was like, I'm not wearing the outfit to meet Jesus and, like, go through all my shit right now. You know, like, I wasn't looking to go that deep. And then I think it fucked with my brain for a little bit because I had, like, no confidence. Like, it brought my ego down so
All the way,
much.
it destroyed it completely.
On the ground, I was like, I'm nothing and no one,
I'm
and
an
like,
ant.
yeah, I'm everything everywhere all at once and nothing.
Yeah, but I felt the same way. I've had that.
Yeah, and it's helpful though. Like you break down, and then I think it helps you build back up.
Yeah, I think ego is important too.
Crazy.
I believe in indulging. I believe we're all here for a reason, and I believe it's good to indulge in all aspects of humanity and emotions and feelings, whether it be negative
that's
or
really cool.
positive. They
Yeah.
all have some value. You know what I mean? That's why you can experience them. That's why you get to feel them.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Right, because you couldn't feel happiness if you didn't have the sad.
Exact 100%.
You need the full spectrum.
You need
Man,
the full spectrum.
yeah.
You need the rain.
You need the
Appreciate
cringe.
sun.
But I'd rather be happy. I'd rather
You
be
need the
happy than sad.
Right.
But like we brought up mushrooms. I love a good mushroom cry.
Yeah.
And it won't even necessarily be a
I
sad
love
cry.
a good mushroom.
It's
It'll
just
just be-
catharsis.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just relief.
Yeah.
It's just like, I guess these tears needed to go.
These tears gotta get
Well,
out.
dude, I
They gotta-
remember
They gotta run.
everything that I thought about crying changed for me when I read that your body, like when you release tears, it like there's a physical sensation of relaxing. Like your body, like physically relaxes itself by releasing like tears.
Like
I'm-
sweating.
I'm definitely like butchering it kind of, but it's like the point I'm trying to make is like there's a physical reaction to like crying. Like it's not just like, oh, you're upset. Like
That regulates
it
or helps
actually
regulate your
is like,
body.
yeah, like it is cathartic. Like it's letting it out. Like, you know what I mean? And however it has to come out.
Let me
Like,
ask you a
so-
question. What do tears in the body that aren't released? What do they turn into? Can you just like back up a whole bunch of tears somewhere in your tear ducts?
Interesting.
And they just
I wonder. No, I
overflow
think,
and burst one day.
and
for
then
no
I
reason?
think
Whoa.
that's when you become bitter and evil.
That's when you become
Maybe
the
that's
Joker.
depression.
Maybe that's
Maybe
depression.
it's like the
yeah.
log of all the shit you
Oh,
haven't
holy
let
shit.
out.
Oh, that tear.
And it comes and
juice.
gets you.
Which is true because
Yeah.
have you guys ever been in?
Oh, that cum in your
Oh,
eyes.
Fucking.
No,
No, but it's true because that like there are times when, you know, listen, I'm someone, you guys are probably the same because we're fucking trying to chase this stupid dragon, but you know, I mortgage a lot of my feelings and emotions. I charge a lot of shit to the game and just keep it moving. And sometimes, you know, you find yourself like why, what do I even feel like? And like, why am I feeling like this? And like, how do I even feel? I don't even know. You know what I mean? And it's like, that I think is a or like, have you ever like been doing something and you just get upset and like you don't even know why, or like something like really upsets you or something like, and you're just like, why am I like fucking upset right now?
Like some little bullshit, like somebody walking too slow in front of you.
No, well, yes, that too. I don't mean anger. I mean like sometimes I'll like go on Instagram I mean, I'm weird as fuck, but like sometimes I'll go on Instagram and I'll look at like if someone commented something or something. You ever like go to someone's profile, just a random, and I'll just look at someone's profile and I'll just get upset. It's not even necessarily bad. I'll like get upset because I'll be like,
look at this
man,
happy
someone's
motherfucker.
just like living their life. Yeah, like this person's just like has their life and like they're just like doing things. And I don't know why that upsets me, but like, does that make sense?
No,
Like,
absolutely.
Or I'll get like emotional. I'll be like, oh my God, dude, everyone's just fucking just trying to figure it out, dude. This like sucks. Like, and I'll be like, fuck. And I'll be like, I gotta do something else. And then I just don't like address it.
So you go on Instagram and you look at random people.
No, not like, well, yeah. Not like I don't seek it out. I'm saying like it'll just happen. Like you'll look at a comment and you'll be like, what the fuck is this? And you'll look and you'll be like, fuck. Oh, fuck. You'll just like get sad. Like, I don't know. I'm a weirdo.
They say Instagram is a highlight reel of a lot of people's lives.
Yeah.
To be honest, the most fun I be having, I don't even put on that shit. Because
Bro,
It's the
I would go to
opposite for us.
jail. I would go
Yeah.
to jail if I put it on Instagram.
Yeah. I think it's the opposite for us as like creators, if I may, because like
If I may.
we're only putting out there what we want in our portfolio. We're not looking at like what do I want you to think of me or my life? I'm like, what would industry kind of want to see if they looked at me like for 2 seconds? Like that's
Also,
what I'm
it's
pushing
like
out.
I want to do the things that I'm interested in. I'm not doing it because I want you to think I'm sick or I'm cool
Right.
or like my life is sick. Like I don't care. Like,
Right.
I want you to think it's funny or it's entertaining.
Right.
But I don't. You know what I mean? It's like I don't care if you think I'm cool. Actually, I don't want you to think I'm cool. That's
Right.
the point.
well, you
Right.
look pretty fucking cool right now.
Well,
while
right
I'm looking
now it's a
American
little
Soldier.
different. I mean, come on, I look like
Soldier!
I look like a
Captain
Big Ten
America!
Thor. Come on now, feet stand up. This is my rifle. Without it, I am useless.
You know, it somehow looks Arab too. Like however you're wearing.
I look like the guys who fucking. Well, you know what? And I just shaved today. If I kept the beard, I could do a little like, my friend,
Yeah.
we're watching soccer. Do you want the chopped cheese? You know. Could
Yeah.
do the whole.
Could do the whole thing.
Could do the whole thing, the Aki way. You know.
But we're not gonna do that.
But we're not gonna do that because that's fucking cringe, bro. We're cool, bro. We're gonna talk about working
What's
out.
the
and
opposite
peptides.
of cringe?
Based.
Based.
Based? Hold on. What is
Which-
that
which
an
is
old school?
cringe?
Hold on. Is that an old school?
Yeah.
That's like an old
Which is
school.
cringe? It's base god. Yeah, base
Yeah,
god.
which is cringe.
Which
It's
is
the same. It's a continuum. It's like you can be so cringe that you're based, and you can be so based. Like
And like someone can be so
Oh.
based, and everyone goes like, "Dude, that's so fucking based," and you're like,
Right.
"Dude, that was cringe as fuck." What
it's
did you
like
just
when
say?
people are so communist that they're fascist, and people are so
Yeah.
fascist that they're communist. It's like the same shit. Like.
I love that.
Well, it's like the white guilt and the racism that we're
Yes.
talking about. It's like you're trying so hard to not be racist, you're actually a fucking racist.
Yeah, they're
Right?
they're literally all just identities that you shuffle around, and you're like, which one am I doing today?
Yeah.
Like, am I racist today? Or am I cringe? Hey guys, is that
Oh,
not
racism is cringe.
the lifelong
The ultimate cringe.
The lifelong question, man. Every day you look in the mirror, you go, am I racist or cringe today? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna be?
Or am I glorious?
Or
A
am I
glorious gift from
glorious?
God here to.
Wait,
Wait, maybe that's the opposite of cringe, is answering to the higher call, glory from God himself.
You think
Wait.
God is a him?
I think God is. So here's what I think. I'm not sure what I think. I believe in God and the universe, whatever you want to call it. I believe. I don't believe that this is all chaos, because too many things have happened in my life that would point to some sort of order. I'm not saying that there's some sort of like, I'm not like the old kings of what was the divine what was the term they used when they were all the divine you know, like, I'm gonna colonize this because God told me to. Like,
Yeah.
I don't believe in any sort of like divine intervention or something, like, or like I'm a chosen
prophets,
one. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't believe that something's been written out like Alex will become a comedian. Like, I don't think that, but I think that you know, everything's made up of the same shit, right? We're all made of matter. The shit that I'm made of is the shit that you're made of, is the shit that this table's made of, is the shit that the air's made of, is the shit that the stars are made of.
Is that true?
Yes.
That's what they say.
Yes,
but
it
you
is
can't
true.
verify that.
Well, I can't, but no, but
Yo, facts.
matter. Well, listen,
I'm
matter
fucking around,
matter
fucking
is
around.
never
Yo,
matter is
facts.
never destroyed nor created.
That's what they
It
say. All
changes.
this shit is shit people say. None of this shit is.
Well, yeah, okay, well, no, I'm telling you what I believe.
Everything is fake.
Well, yes. Listen. We are electric meatbags that live on a flying space rock. Everything's fake.
That could.
But what I'm saying
Electric meat bag.
I believe. What I'm saying is, I believe that we're all the same. So I believe that the stars, the planets, us, we're all the same. So it's not about. Everyone's looking for answers. The answer is in front of us. The answer is that we're all friends and we met each other and we speak a shared language and we're talking into shit and we're talking about abstract ideas like identity. It's the question that you have to answer. So it's like, I believe that humans are kind of like speakers. Like we are able to tap into a frequency if you are able to. So for example, I believe if you genuinely try to pursue something that means something to you, you'll be able to tap into a frequency with the universe and then things will align to try to get you there. If you know it to be true and if you speak it out and things like that, it's kind of like a hippie thing. I know it probably sounds stupid, but like that's what I believe. That's what I think.
I believe that too, no matter how cringe it may be.
Yeah.
That's the
it's cringe
that's
as
the
fuck.
ultimate truth. That's the ultimate
It's
truth.
cringe
right
as
there.
fuck.
Well,
But that's
yeah.
the truth, man. Like when you get on stage, like next time you're on stage, like I remember something that helped me like not be as scared was I would stand on stage and I would look out and I go like, oh my God, like we're all the same. Like there's nothing to be afraid of because you're me and I'm you. We're all the same. We're all here. So it's okay. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's me in the crowd. I'm talking to me, right? And they're seeing me, but they're hearing themselves. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Some people believe that everybody we all experience our lives one night. Like I will be you, like as I am right now, you one day will be, and as
Right.
you
Right,
are
right,
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 now,
right.
I one day, whatever the fuck that means.
God help me.
Well,
No.
it's gonna be very cringe.
Can I tell you something?
We'll make it happen.
But anyway,
We'll make it work.
like right. So like a reincarnation or like a kind of like because I think about that too. I believe in things like that, but you know, I also am like my struggle because I'm like, all right, well, this is the only life I remember. You know, or this is the only life I know. I don't remember other lives. But then
sure you don't?
well, but that's what I was gonna say. But then I always think about how it's like I remember like it's like why does everybody just have things that they can pick up on, or why does everybody have like things that they're just good at, or why does everyone have things that they're just arbitrarily afraid of? Instincts, which I believe are passed down. You can make it ethereal and make it like
100%.
we're all one and things are passed down, or you can make it biological because I believe that's part of your DNA. That's why when you're a kid, you're afraid of monsters.
I'm gonna be honest. We were talking about mushrooms earlier. It was one time I took so many mushrooms that I got in tune with the particles or whatever, the atoms in my body or whatever that were on a rock beneath the sea for 10 million years.
Wait, and then so that's what they were in a past.
That's what they were in the past, and now, and I got in tune with. I've had weird experiences.
Wait, explain that. That's sick.
So what? So like this, you're not really even supposed to talk about
Right.
or try to explain.
Yeah.
It's just like a.
But I understand what you're saying. It's like so that opens up a whole new door that I never thought of. So I guess past life could be people, but it could also be like an
Matter.
object or a
it's not. It's,
you know, maybe you were a light.
It's not
in the
just
past
people,
life
yeah.
or
Yeah.
something.
I mean, they say everything comes. I mean, they say a lot of the shit that makes us comes from fucking stars exploding and shit.
Right.
Big Bang Theory, baby. And
But-
listen, hey, we know everybody loves a Big Bang.
I've also been to the thought realm,
What's that?
where it's all thought and no body.
From shrooms.
Talk about identity
from a
crisis,
different-
bro. When you are all thought you're just
This
removed
wasn't on
from your.
shrooms. It was on something else.
Okay.
What
But
was it, DMT?
no, it wasn't DMT. I took a bunch of Molly one time. It was just going insane.
So wait, explain this. Explain this. So what? You were almost like when you go in. Have you ever been in?
I was like
those,
in psychosis.
Really?
Yeah, and I felt like Lucy. You ever see that movie Lucy where she just went through the
I haven't seen all of it, but I know it's a Scarlett Johansson, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
She just like went through the whole history of it. It's hard to explain.
No, I am like so locked in.
It's hard to explain. But it was what he was saying.
Yeah.
Let's change the subject. It's
Okay.
cringe.
No, but
We
I
got
think
listen. We could do a whole episode on this, which is the problem.
what I will say
A
is
mushroom
like,
episode.
and this is cringe too, but there's something with like, back to like religion and God and all of that. Like, there's something to be said for every religion has converged into pretty much the same principles, right? Like, So I don't believe in religion as an institution. And I think a lot of people in our cohort are very jaded when it comes to religion as like a thing.
Right.
But we all do believe, like, yeah, we can agree there is a God or a universe or something, that energy, exchange of energy that is guiding us. There's something going on here. Like, and I read a book called, and Nathan Orton recommended it to me. So, you know, it's like,
Nate,
it's good.
stop hiding.
Come out,
Where's he
Nathan.
been?
Stop cooking those eggs and come out.
Where's he been, bro? I haven't ran into him in a minute.
So he gave me this book called Becoming Supernatural, and it's about kind of like hacking your energy to manifest, not to use the M word, you know, but like, and he doesn't say it like that. He says it way more scientifically because he's an MD. And he basically is saying that like he's studied brains of people who have employed gratitude as the main driver to create the energy in your life to get to where you need to go, right? And I think religion, all religions have an emphasis on gratitude. And so like with manifestation and all this stuff with energy, we really are talking about all the same shit. And we're talking about all the same ways to get there. I think other generations are just so hung up on their book, their individual book. But we're all of the same ilk of like, be grateful for what you have and good things come out of it. And life is just a matter of fighting that. Fighting comparison, fighting that so you can always feel grateful.
Fighting the desire to take a shortcut or to shortchange somebody or to,
And like, I think the fight is looking at Instagram and seeing that other person and then going, somehow deep down, Xing it out and going, but I got it so good, man. Like, that's the game, I think, of like staying above water in this modern life where we can see everyone do everything and compare ourselves to them all the time. Like, all you can do is just go, but I'm doing pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
That's all we can do. And I think religion gives older people, I'm sure there's young people, I'm being extremely generalizing here, but like, I think we're all like in that place mentally. And we just have to keep reminding each other of how magical it is and how well it works. Because praying is just manifestation. It's the same
That's all
fucking
it is, dude.
shit.
And listen,
like,
manifestation got a bad rap because of that book or everyone made the vision boards, and it's like
right.
manifestation is more. I've always thought of it. I'm like, manifestation's a mindset. It's the mindset to deploy gratitude and to deploy focus on what you want, and then you can kind of do it. Oh shit, are we over time?
All right.
Oh, sorry, we're wrapping up. Shit. All right. Well, I guess that's about it, guys.
All right.
That was fucking cool.
We did it.
Where can they find you?
Should I go first?
Go first.
At Kit Reynolds on Instagram, and that's really it.
That's really it.
That's it.
At J, just the letter J, Turner, J Turner 3000 on Instagram, TikTok. You can also find me in Times Square dancing.
Hell yeah.
On
And
Friday
guys,
nights.
You know where to find me, okay? Phyui, Phyui on Instagram. Go to my website, alexlabuti.com. Buy tickets. I'm trying to change my life. Please! Did you have fun? Guess what? I have a new identity now, and I don't give a fuck if you did. So,
Do-rag Alex.
Do-rag Alex. Good night.
Labuti. Woo!
Cool. Fuck yeah, guys.
Holy shit, y'all. Holy shit.
Holy shit, we had a long ass time.
That was a bonding experience I feel like we just went through.
Man, that was
Hell
fun as
yeah.
fuck, man.
Sorry I'm so chatty.
No, you're fine. Dude, I said the same